Merrill in Provo said, "Oh no, is Billy Ocean okay? He's fine.
He's fine. He's just fine.
He's just fine." In Provo.
I realized when I was sticking Frank's scooter sound in there, people might think that he had come and picked up.
No, he's fine.
That's Frank hovering around here.
Yeah.
Because on this day in 1988, not 1 week, but 2-week run at #1 for Billy Ocean. Get out of my dreams. Get into my car.
Billy Ocean, otherwise known as Leslie Sebastian Charles.
Really?
That's his real name.
Billy Ocean?
Leslie Sebastian Charles. Thinks a lot of himself, doesn't he? I mean, in that song, he really thinks a lot of himself. You know, I'll be your nonstop miracle.
Well, you don't know. Maybe he will.
Maybe.
Maybe he's that good.
Come on, touch my bumper, baby. Touch my bumper. If I walked up to somebody and said that, hey, I can be your nonstop miracle. Just touch my bumper. Come on. Come on. I'll be the sun shining on you. Oh, come on.
I think that Billy may be speaking to somebody below him, if you know what I mean. Someone, I mean, there's...
No, out of reach.
Yeah.
Someone, you're too good for me. Get out of my... You only exist in my dreams? Why don't you...
Oh, I was going for the low self-esteem thing. I
okay.
thought he was talking to somebody with low self-esteem.
Oh.
Coming down the road, who's that lady? Who's that woman walking through my door? What's the score? I'll be the sun shining on you. Hey, Cinderella. Step in your you. Step in your you. I don't get that.
Is there a comma there?
No.
If there's a comma, I can make that work, but...
Step in your you. I'll be your nonstop lover. Get it while you can.
Well...
Your nonstop miracle. I'm your man.
Get it while you can.
Yeah.
Everything must go. Things are moving fast.
Get out of my dreams and into my... It's somebody he's fantasizing about that he sees on the side of the road as he's driving along.
He's cruising the Vard.
Yeah. Come on. Get in the back seat, baby. Get into my car. Beep, beep. Yeah, get out of my mind. Get into my life. All right. Get into my... What he's trying to do is kidnap her, I think.
Yeah.
He says, I think this is a kidnapping.
Some slight, some stalking, some kidnapping,
yep.
perhaps.
Yep. Touch my bumper. Get in the back seat. Come on, let's go.
Sure.
Yeah. Billy Ocean. I think that was his only hit, wasn't it?
No.
Let me see.
Caribbean Queen?
Oh, had two big ones.
Love Zone? I love Love Zone.
I don't know that one.
Love Zone.
I do know Caribbean Queen, No More Love on the Run, it says. It's a parentheses song.
It is. It's one of those. Yeah.
No, that's not it.
That's it.
There's Caribbean Queen. She's simply awesome.
She's simply awesome.
That's his biggest hit.
What was the one that you like?
Love Zone. Oh, you'll hate it. Bill will hate it.
I hate this one. Give me some more hate. Come on. Pile it on.
Love Zone's my favorite. This is a sexy time song.
Place where love is, I'll keep you warm night and day.
What is it about this you like? Explain yourself.
Because you don't have to be alone.
You don't have to be alone.
Together we can live and learn.
Together we can live and learn.
Where? In the Love Zone.
Yeah. In the backseat of my car.
That's the Love Zone. Some call it the Danger Zone.
Oh,
It's the
jeez.
same thing. And then
What is it about that you like?
That's the windowless van. That's the Danger Zone.
because it's sexy time. This is a sexy time song.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You know, with those two songs, though, with Caribbean Queen and Get Into My Car, you didn't have to do anything.
No.
Oh. Should I say the people who wrote those songs don't have to
I don't know
anything.
if he wrote them.
Yeah, Caribbean Queen was his number one.
Yeah, that actually was a huge hit.
Yeah.
And then he had Suddenly. That was another hit. That's another...
Suddenly?
Mm-hmm. It's not even as funky as this. It's just kind of straight ahead love song.
Wait, this is funky?
Yeah. This is so 80s. Oh my.
Why do you know all of these?
It's your slow jams here tonight.
Did you just put these on at home and fantasize?
Billy Ocean exists
Did you get
in place
a
in
bubble
my
bath
heart.
and some candles and a
Yeah.
glass of wine and play Billy
I
Ocean?
used to think that love was just a fairy tale.
No, please.
Well, this was a hit, wasn't
Until
it?
that
First hello, until that first smile.
Wasn't this in a movie?
Probably.
Probably
But
was.
if I had to do it all again,
Hello.
It is. It's
Is it
hello.
me you're
It
looking
is. It's hello.
Oh, yeah.
this love is everlasting. Suddenly,
This was in a movie or a TV show or something.
Life has new meaning.
Oh, God, please.
There's beauty up above.
You know,
things we never take notice of.
yeah, this was in a movie.
I'm
but-
looking.
And suddenly,
Billy
you're
Ocean.
in love.
And it was played at every movie, or
Oh, yeah.
every wedding, I mean,
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in the 80s and,
Oh, yeah.
or whenever it was released.
Doesn't say.
This is from the very best of Billy Ocean.
Well,
Gina.
sure.
The very best.
The very best.
There's a best of, and then there's the very best of.
We have to separate the wheat from the chaff here.
God,
Oh, this made me happy this morning.
I just don't understand. I have
Bill, if
no.
you'd spend some more time in the love zone, you would.
Yeah, you don't have to be
Listen.
You
alone.
don't have to be alone.
I spend plenty of time in the love zone.
Did you?
Was it the love zone, really, though?
Well, all I need is my phone, and
All I need is
Oh,
my phone.
Scary Movie 4. That's the movie.
Oh, was
that
it?
in. Thanks to Katie, she would know that.
why would
They were doing a
It's a
parody
joke.
of Brokeback
It's a
Mountain,
joke, yeah.
Brokeback Mountain, and so they needed a love song.
Jeez,
So,
that's
funny.
awful stuff.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, I need some Mill Creek coffee to wake me up.
I got mine.
Mill Creek coffee will wake me up after that Billy Ocean.
Got mine right here.
It was like I was having ether or something. It's just
It's
putting
the
me to sleep.
antidote to Billy Ocean.
Mill Creek coffee is the antidote to Billy Ocean. We'll take a break here and then we'll come back. And if you'd like to check in with us, and try and not gag on the phone when you think about Billy Ocean. 877-602-9696. That's the number. Check in with us. You can also text us at 33986. With a heavy heart, that we say goodbye to a trusted and valued employee of the Radio from Hell show.
Well, thank you.
It's goodbye, but not forever.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Like maybe for a couple days.
It's our intern Dawson, and Dawson has been. This is the second. Dawson re-upped. This is his
I
second.
tried.
His second tour of duty. He was an intern some years ago, and then he came back and has been an intern again for how many years now?
Between both of it, like 2.5 years.
2.5 years,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
yeah. Enough experience to hopefully do something else one day.
Well, I have some exit interview questions for you, Dawson.
All right.
Now, first of all, what do you think the most important thing you've learned working here? What's the most important thing, or what thing do you love about that you've worked here?
What I really love is the editing. Honestly, as geeky as that sounds, I can read every one of your voices almost in the wavelengths.
Really? That's kinda cool.
Yeah, at this point, I can kind of read the audio. One of the most important things, I think, was to kind of forgive myself. I had a tough time with the first time I left.
Why? What was different?
Because you're a doofus, that's why.
Yes, I was a doofus. I was a young 20-year-old whippersnapper and wasn't making choices for myself. I thought I was, but
I mean, you weren't horrible as an intern then.
Well,
but,
thank you.
But you were kind of a doofus.
yeah. That's a kind way to
but
put
you've matured.
I would like to think so.
Yeah. Here's a second interview question. Did I ever ask you to get me a cup of coffee? And if I had asked you, would you have reported me to HR?
Well, you did.
I did?
When I rode to the road home at the Chevy dealer.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
no,
did you report me to HR for it?
No,
Oh,
no.
Okay. Should you?
Well, would you get me a cup of coffee?
No, God.
Well, then I might.
No, you're an intern. Get an intern a cup of coffee.
Okay.
What will you miss the most about being here?
The experience, being able to show you off to the listeners. I think the most fun part about being in production is elevating someone else.
I would have thought you said playing with the dog.
That I will miss Vax a lot.
You'll miss
I
playing
really
with the
will.
dog.
He is
All
a
right.
great dog.
Okay, just about to the end of the interview here, the exit interview. See, this is the fourth question. Chuck Berry's song, My Ding-a-Ling, yes or no?
Yes.
Oh,
I listened to it this morning and I was singing to it.
And finally, this question. This is the question we ask all.
Oh, there's one more.
Oh, this is, yeah.
Little Smokies or Little
Oh,
Polskas?
yeah.
Smokies.
one.
Smokies.
Smokies,
Yeah.
little Smokies.
The sauce on them, it's better
That's
than-
the key.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. Oh, that was a tough one.
And then finally, you see that door right there? Don't let it hit you in the ass when you leave.
That's my favorite part.
And while you're out there, get me a cup of coffee.
Would you?
No.
Oh, good. Didn't that feel good to
It
tell him
did.
no?
It did.
Thanks, Dawson.
Thank you,
Thank
Dawson.
you all so
you
much.
really were. You really have been a valued employee, but you'll be around as a sort of a utility player.
Yeah.
Picking up slack where it's needed.
Yeah.
There's lots of slack.
We'll still see you around.
As a matter of fact, will you pick up some slack out there?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I like this.
Good.
Good.
My family will be proud of me.
Very good.
Standing up for yourself, Dawson.
I know.
Thank you.
It all starts here.
Now, when you're back next week, you can't say no.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a freebies.
You're becoming a utility player now. You're being called in when needed.
You can't elevate others when you say no.
That's true. All right. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Dawson.
Okay. And he'll be stepping in to help out while I'm gone.
Probably he'll step in fairly often,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Because I've got more vacations planned.
God knows.
3986.
All right, 622. Let's get this over with.
I dare you to use that phone number. 877-602-9696 is the number. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We do like to hear from you in the morning on the phone. Let us know what you're doing and how you're feeling and what's going on with you today. You can also text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor, Gina?
Participate in the Utah Division of Consumer Protection's free annual Declutter Day event Friday, April 18th at the University of Utah's Guardsman Lot. Safely destroy your sensitive documents, household items, discard outdated medication. Visit dcp.utah.gov/declutter for details.
What makes you think I have any sensitive documents? I don't have any sensitive documents.
You're not sensitive.
No. Let's see. The moon, did you see it this morning?
Beautiful.
It was really odd looking.
And the moon will be as blood.
It was hanging down
Yeah.
very low in the sky, and from where I was, it looked kind of gray and dusty. It was
It's red from where I was.
the moon is at 89.3% of full. It is a waxing gibbous moon. The moon will rise today at 5:06 p.m., today being Wednesday. It's the 9th day of April in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Jumbo Day. This is the day celebrating the life of Jumbo the circus elephant. And I've been looking up a little bit of stuff about Jumbo. Jumbo was, in 1885, Jumbo the elephant, billed as the biggest elephant in the world, was hit by a freight train
Oh, no,
and
really?
died on the tracks
That's horrible.
in St. Thomas, Ontario. Jumbo had spent his life in captivity and in the spotlight.
Everything about that is horrible.
It is Chinese Almond Cookie Day.
How much are those now?
I don't know. They're 104%
Yeah.
of what they were yesterday. National Gin and Tonic Day. You can wash down your almond cookies with a gin and tonic. And it's National Unicorn Day. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there putting on his work hat. I'm Bill Allred right here, wishing I had a gin and tonic. Gina Barberi is over there, reveling in her Billy Ocean love songs.
And Unicorn Day. That's a big day for me.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You used to collect unicorns. Do you have any of the
No.
unicorns that you collected as a
No.
kid? Katie, for short, is our fine producer behind me. Let's see. And Allison is here again today. And the dog is there.
There he is.
Just settling down for his long nap. All right. And now we'll go to your check-ins. Again, the phones are wide open, 877-602-9696. But I think we have some
We
text
got some
check-ins.
text check-ins, but we had the phone lines were kind of screwed up a little bit earlier, but I reset them. So I think
try again.
Try it again if you were trying. Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. Love you guys. Hey Cinderella, step in your shoe. Bus driver Troy checking in. Mixer driver Shane from Spanish Fork. Troy of Riverton checking in. Lance of Vineyard checking in. Sounds like Billy Ocean's an Uber driver. Get into my car. Get in the back seat. It's going to be a miracle how fast I get you there. Lover Boy. Play that one.
Oh, I forgot about Loverboy. Wanna be your lover. Loverboy.
There's just something so telling that you know all of these Billy Ocean songs. It sort of defines you in a way.
In a good way, right?
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome retro music school. Shut up, Bill. It's a good song.
You don't know.
Ranger Kate. It's not every day you hear Carrie sing along to 80s soft rock. You've never been in my car.
Get out.
Hey, you. Get into my car. Saint of Dallas checking in. Luke Cage is fun to watch. Does Johnny O have a list of things that must go? What's the email for it?
Oh, yeah, we're looking for your must-goes. We're going to read those in about a half an hour. You have time to send them in to radiofromhell@x96.com.
Tree of Snowy Est, Maine. Oh, my. I love the Gina and Carrie duet. Fantastic 80s mashup on Farting Around. Amy of Florida. Right here with you, Gina. Billy Ocean, Suddenly. Mike in Nashville checking in. Enjoying the smooth jazz on 97.9 The Breeze. Didn't Dave Matthews redo a Billy Ocean
I'm
song?
sure
Probably.
he did.
Didn't he do, Get Into My Car Live or something? Russ and Logan checking in on the way to teach a 7:30 writing class at USU. Happy Wednesday. Oh. Terrence the Gay checking in, giggling out loud listening to you. Billy Ocean and suddenly in the gym during chest day.
Oh, it's perfect for
Everyone's
chest day.
looking at me weird. Dawson checking in from the most prep of podcasts. Johnny B checking in, listening while lying in bed and staring at the ceiling. Thank you for providing an alternate reality to think about this morning.
It's our job.
Joe Dirt checking in. Candace the Reluctant Farmer. Laughing very hard. Thanks for Bill's Danger Zone. Introducing him to a new Billy Ocean song would be a new segment.
Please, no.
Jello Saladani of Spanish Fork. Richard, who's not a dick, checking in. Tristan from the most west of Jordans. Ella the Nanny. McKellen Reno. Logan the Welder. My sympathies go out to Johnny B for the prednisone. Kilroy was here. Tiffany, this might seem odd, but I have an aura ring.
What is that?
And one of the only times it shows is that I'm getting restorative time is while listening to your show.
It's a compliment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is an aura ring?
Is it like a mood ring?
I guess.
I don't know. Mishak Averta checking in. Terrence again. I'm your gay unicorn.
Yes, you are.
Woodworker Willie. Kevin from Layton farting around sounded like a request song in the evening from the 80s. Kelly from the center est of Villes checking in.
You know, Billy Ocean is just one more example that the 80s should just be forgotten.
They were a simpler time, Bill.
Well, that's true.
We had no. The 80s were the last time things were just sort of. Everything was fine. Nothing was bad in the 80s.
I don't know
what
about
was
that.
bad in the 80s?
Reagan.
AIDS?
Let's start there.
How about AIDS? Huh?
Well, I mean, okay. Well,
Traffic.
let's see. All traffic stopped for a few minutes to move vehicles from the left side of eastbound 201 over to the right of 7200 West and Magna. The right lane and shoulder remains blocked. Traffic backing up to 80th West. So problems first thing this morning out in Magna. Let's see. Crash I-15 northbound near 72nd South in Midvale, blocking the HOV lane and left shoulder. And whatever you're seeing on the road, Infiniteam, assemble and report back what you're seeing out there. 33986. Help Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrate their new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be back. After these messages and a song, it'll be Big Boy News and Opinioendo. And Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play, what you'll win.
Last night. Trump,
The Republican
Yeah.
convention?
Yeah. Trump had a piece of gauze on his ear.
It was
A
bandaged.
bandage.
Yeah,
Bandaged up from.
before he got shot.
It reminded me of a personal story, if I may.
Okay.
Are you going to tell us about the time you got shot?
No.
Oh, when are you going to tell us that story? Because I love that story.
So my dad, Tom Barberi,
Radio legend.
longtime radio guy here in town, and a rabble rouser. He stirred things up. He made people mad, and he would get threats from people. He would get, people didn't like what he had to say. He went to work one morning, and as he was getting out of his car, walking into the radio station, this guy on a bike came up to him, and I can't remember what he said to him, but something along the lines of...
What's the frequency, Tom?
It was kind of like that, but different. Like something that let him know that he knew who he was and didn't like what he stood for. And he had a screwdriver in his hand. And he reached out and stabbed him with the screwdriver. And as my dad was...
The assailant stabbed your father. with a
Yes.
screwdriver.
And so he ran to get into the radio station, and as he was doing that, the guy had a Molotov cocktail, like a mason jar full of some kind of fluid, and with a rag stuck in it, and lit it on fire and threw it at the door as he was walking in. Well, I'm at school when this happens, and it's all over the news. Tom Barberi's been stabbed as he's going into his radio station, and he's refused medical attention, and he's gone on the air and doing his show, and I'm like, oh my God, my dad's been stabbed, and
the radio station's on fire?
and so I leave school and I go home, and he's at home, and he's sitting there in a pair of sweatpants on the couch. I'm like, Dad, are you okay? Why did you refuse medical attention? Where were you stabbed? And he pulls down his sweatpants, and he has a little, and it looked exactly like Trump's ear, an absolutely pristinely clean piece of gauze on his leg. And I said, well, let me see. And he pulled it back. There wasn't even a little red mark there.
There was there was nothing that had penetrated it?
No.
Why was there gauze on it then?
Well, he was just being cautious. He was just being...
I see.
Like, you weren't stabbed. You were poked.
He was poked.
Listen, you're missing the important part of the story. He refused medical attention.
Refused medical... When I heard that, I'm like, oh my... I'm picturing him like with a tourniquet on his leg, like, no... The radio show.
I gotta
must
do
go
the radio
on.
show. I'm bleeding out in the studio, but
No, I'm
it's
sure.
like Reservoir Dogs in here.
I am not minimizing what happened, because that must have been very, very scary.
Well, yeah.
And it could have been very dangerous. But the gauze reminded me of, you're...
The only time, I think we've all gotten threatening messages.
Oh, I have an email
from time
file.
to time. Yeah, from time to time, threatening messages.
We save them all.
But the only time I ever had something happen that I thought, that's creepy, was I don't know if you remember this, Carrie, but I went out of the radio station, and we used to just let people in. Actually, we still kind of do.
Yeah.
And so it must have been this guy that we had let in. But I went out to get into remember that truck I had, that little pickup truck?
Yeah.
And all 4 tires, brand new tires, big slashed. Big, so.
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
I remember.
Yeah, and I thought, God, that's creepy. So somebody, not happy with the way I had said something, or I'll show that son of a bitch. And just, took a knife to 4 brand new truck tires.
Bill, Big O's got the sale going. Oh, wait.
Well, that was a long time ago, Gina. But it's a fun business, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So glamorous. Yeah, so, this is going to deeply impact the rest of the show.
We're not quite sure how to go forward.
Yeah.
The phones, there's no way to, nobody's been able to figure out how to fix them.
Nope, no one's picking up their phones. And...
No.
So the people that
Remember
were trying
when we were going to stay home today?
I shouldn't say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to. How is it that this place is worse than 1506 Gibson Avenue? How did that happen? How did that happen?
At least we don't have to go out and break the ice on the horse trough.
That's true.
And make sure the horses have water to drink.
That's true. The only thing keeping that out of the number one spot on this day in 1983 was Billie Jean.
Michael Jackson.
It was the only thing.
If not for that, that would have been number one on this day in
Wow.
1983.
Damn it, Michael.
Well, Billie
For
Jean.
lots of reasons.
Billie Jean is a much better song. That's also a part of the reason.
Let's see, 6:39 right now. It is time for some big boy news and opinioendo. Now, right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just
They're
fine.
fine. They're just fine.
One of them is dead, and if you pick the dead one correctly, you're going to win what?
A Radio from Hell chicken bucket full of fabulous prizes, one of those being a brand new edition of the Radio from Hell diner-style coffee mug.
I'll bet Katie will throw in a boner T-shirt, and she's got a bunch of other things like some shot glasses and things like that. I don't know.
No actual chicken in the chicken
No,
bucket.
no,
She's
that's
got-
the only thing we know that is not in the chicken.
She's got all kinds of stuff she's going to put in that chicken bucket.
I'll put another cough drop in.
There you go. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win. All you got to do is just pick the dead celebrity on the list. It's easy. We'll do that right after this. Big boy news. And 877-602-9696. Sorry, give the phone number. Big boy news now, brought to you by.
See movies on the big screen at local nonprofit Broadway Center Cinemas. This weekend, taking a double feature with Eraserhead and Mulholland Drive. It's a David Lynch celebration. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
The Melvins,
Yes.
band that was very influential in the Pacific Northwest, gave rise to Nirvana and all of these other bands. Their old touring van, dubbed The Beast, will be on display at a pair of Seattle record stores for Record Store Day on Saturday, April 12th, before being parted out, chopped up for auction.
Really?
Parts of the van are set to be included in the forthcoming Music Icons auction by Julian's Auctions, which will be providing the fully intact vehicle for a rare public appearance at Easy Street Records and Silver Platters for Record Store Day. The 1972 Dodge Sportsman Royal van, they called it the Beast, or sometimes they called it the Melvin, is adorned with graffiti and artwork, most notably a mural of Kiss drawn by Kurt Cobain.
See it there on the back of x96.com/live. There's the Black Flag logo on the door. No talent at the bottom. Someone spray painted, but then there's the Kiss mural on the side.
Says, I think Kurt's name is carved somewhere in the van as well. I don't know the exact location. I do know that Chris Novelisek's name is carved in there. Dale Crover's name from the Melvins is carved in there. This guy, let's see, what's his name? Ben Berg is the van's previous owner. He said that Kurt Cobain drove the van when helping out the Melvins with local shows, and that the mileage odometer reading is, quote, off the charts. The Melvins used the van on their first U.S. tour. They went all the way over to the East Coast in it. So it's, anyway, it'll be chopped up and parts of it will be auctioned off. And that's, that'd be pretty cool to own some part of that. Well, I don't know if you remember the name Desiree Turner, young Utah woman from Amalga, Utah. Now a 22-year-old who survived being shot in the head by a classmate when she was 14.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
Well, she's now on her deathbed.
Oh, no.
After her health suddenly took a turn for the worse. In an interview on Tuesday, Desiree Turner said she was diagnosed with stomach cancer last year, but last week doctors discovered a lung infection that Turner says is the last straw in her journey that has had many ups and downs since 2017. You remember after she was shot, she shared a message of hope and looked forward to graduating from high school. That was back in 2020. Turner says she went to work on Friday, ended up struggling to breathe. She went to see the doctor, see what was wrong, and they found blood clots in her lungs and other parts of her body. I can barely breathe, Turner said. I'm choosing not to fight this infection. I'm just wanting to let my body go.
Oh, man.
She said she's happy to have the chance to say goodbye to her loved ones, but she's not looking forward to the struggle that lies ahead. It will be a slow and painful death, she said, from her home. I'd love it to just be done and over. Death is scary, I'm not going to lie. Everybody's scared of death, and yes, I guess I am scared a little bit, but I also just want it to come quick. Come for me and be done, she said. Now we turn to the crime desk. An overweight man faces execution, and our expert on murder and obesity, Gina Barberi, has the story.
Expert on murder and obesity.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why we turn to you for this story.
A morbidly obese convicted killer who kidnapped and strangled a Miami newspaper worker 25 years ago recited a Bible verse, munched on bacon, a candy bar, and ice cream leading up to his execution in Florida on Tuesday. Michael Tanzi, 48 years old, was given a fatal injection at the Florida State Prison, pronounced dead at 6:12 p.m. The murder was of the Miami Herald production worker Jane Acosta in April of 2000. Acosta was eating lunch in her van, and Tanzi attacked and robbed and killed her. The murderer's legal team attempted to stop the execution by filing several appeals, including one based on the argument that he shouldn't be killed because, quote, he's morbidly obese and has sciatica, which could lead to a cruel amount of pain during the lethal injection.
He's too fat to execute.
Tanzi's last meal consisted of pork chop, bacon, baked potato, corn, soda, ice cream, candy bar. I don't know what candy, but they should have said what candy bar.
I think it was a payday.
You think so?
Yeah.
And it was a successful lethal injection.
17 international students at the University of Utah have received letters from the Trump administration revoking their visas to be in the United States and instructing them to get home, self-deport. At least 17 international students, recent graduates at the U, have had their visas revoked. The state's flagship school disclosed the number for the first time yesterday.
Wait, is this because they're hardened criminals? They're murderers? Is that why?
No, they're foreigners. They're foreigners. We've got to get out of here. They're not. They are not members of the founding race.
You know why.
They're scientists and smart.
Confirming the revocation started early last week and continued through the weekend, spurring confusion and fear. It's one of the largest tallies so far for a single university since the federal government began its nationwide efforts to terminate students' legal residency status. A spokesperson for Weber State University in Ogden confirmed another 5 students there have also seen their visas revoked. In total, about 300 visas for international students and recent graduates have been terminated across the country.
They're legally here.
Yeah.
These are not murderers that sneaked across the border.
No.
These are kids
Yeah.
legally here in school.
Going to school.
Why is this a problem?
It's the dumbing down. We got to keep y'all stupid.
It's we got to get, and they're not members of the founding race.
I have yet to hear their explanation for this.
I'm looking
because
for
they're
it.
not going to say that.
I don't see it.
No, they don't have one.
I'm looking to see they've been Trump has been targeting students nationwide who participated in a wave of pro-Palestinian protests last spring.
But that's not what all these are. It's not even that.
That included detaining a Columbia University student who is a green card holder. At the U, no cases seem to be connected to the protest and later encampment on campus because there was a protest and encampment. Police came in wearing riot gear, and 21 individuals were arrested. No one has been charged with anything. The International Student and Scholar Services is reaching out to each affected student individually to try and support them. They're given no reason, just because they're foreign. After a high-profile visit to Utah and a meeting with state political leaders, the Environmental Protection Agency has announced a rule change when it comes to air pollution regulations in Utah. The EPA rescinded guidance governing international air pollution that drifted into Utah. So international air pollution that drifted into Utah and became a factor in the state's attainment status. The rule change was announced following EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin's appearance at the University of Utah. He appeared with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., promoting Make America Healthy Again. Americans should not be harmed by other countries that do not have the same environmental standards we have in the U.S., Zeldin said. Today's announcement is a step in the right direction. It was welcome news for House Speaker Mike Schultz, Republican for Hooper, who has pushed for the change with the Trump administration. Look, we all care about clean air in the state of Utah,
No,
Schultz
you don't.
said.
No, you don't.
The problem is the levels that were set by the Biden administration are not achievable in the state. You could take every form of human existence out of this valley along the Wasatch Front, and we would still not meet the requirements that are set.
That's not true at
and
all.
Administrator Zeldin recognizes that. Oh, but by the way, Donald Trump is moving to help the coal industry. He's betting on big coal by signing an executive order aimed at reinvigorating America's beautiful clean coal industry.
I hate to break it to you. Clean coal is a myth.
There is no such thing.
It doesn't exist.
The order directs government agencies to identify federal lands where coal could be mined and prioritize leasing on those lands. Trump is also ordering the federal government to promote U.S. coal and facilitate international agreements for exporting. The order specifically encourages the use of coal to power artificial intelligence data centers and fast-tracks the development of next-generation coal technologies.
We're all concerned about the air here in Utah.
A war between the United States and Iran has never been closer.
Great.
And Tehran won't back down, a former British ambassador says.
No, they won't.
The chilling warning comes as tensions between the two nations reach a boiling point, with sources claiming the U.S. and Israel are planning to launch strikes to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities. Sir Richard Dalton described the situation as, quote, the most dangerous it has ever been. The risk of war between Israel and the United States on the one hand and Iran on the other has never been higher, he said. How much time do we have here?
You could wrap it up.
Do one more here.
Yeah.
So it's the end of an era. As after spending 7 years as America's top casual restaurant. You know what that restaurant is?
America's top casual restaurant.
Yes, it's
like-
a chain, you know.
Like a McDonald's kind of thing?
No,
or
a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant.
Olive Garden?
Yeah, Olive Garden. 7 years as America's top casual restaurant. They are no longer number one. Texas Roadhouse has displaced Olive Garden as America's leading casual restaurant,
And when I was
according to Restaurant Business Magazine.
when I was in Italy, and I went on that food tour I told you
Yeah.
about, and I had to come clean because our tour guide said, "Do you eat at Olive Garden?" And I had to come clean and say yes.
You could have lied. You know, you could have lied.
Yeah, for the nation.
What, would you have been thrown in jail in Rome?
For the nation, you could have
You
lied.
should have said, God, no.
"Do you eat at Olive Garden?" yeah, I do.
Despite falling in the rankings, Olive Garden continues to grow with adding 10 locations. Texas Roadhouse. I didn't even know. Yes, we do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
looked it up.
Yeah.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Texas Roadhouses.
It's peanuts on the floor.
I
It's
knew
that-
we had them. I
yeah.
just didn't know where they were.
The closest one is to us is Taylorsville. There's one in Sandy, one in West Bountiful, Layton, South Jordan, and
Okay.
Orem.
All right.
Lehigh, Spanish Fork, South Ogden. There you
Okay.
go. Texas Roadhouse.
Thank you.
I have no idea what they are.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, very first game in the new stadium, and the Bees they were invigorated. They won 13-10 over the Reno Aces, and all accounts it was a nice opening night. Oh, if you go to x96.com/live, you can.
There's a view from behind home plate.
It's not. I'm sorry, it's no Smith's Ballpark. It's okay.
Well, it's not finished.
It's but I saw some pictures of the outside of it. It actually looks like a pretty cool facility. It looks like they designed it well, and people out in that end of the valley are very happy to have it out there. So I'm gonna quit complaining about it, and I'm gonna embrace it.
The red line tracks train goes directly
Yeah.
to
Oh,
the
it does.
stadium. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
okay.
Stops right at the stadium.
So well done, Bees. Our nightmare's almost over. Let's see, the Jazz home tonight to Portland Trail Blazers. Those are only a few more games because Lord knows they're not making it to the playoffs. Utah Hockey Club won last night 7-1 over the Seattle Kraken. That's your sports weather. Warmer today, 69 for a high, mostly sunny, overnight low 48, 81 expected tomorrow. So we have a big warm up on the way. Let's see what traffic we have for you this morning. I'm refreshing this, see if anything new has happened in the last few minutes. So there was that crash eastbound 201 freeway just before 72nd West in Magna. Happened about an hour ago, but there was quite a bit of slowage associated with it. We also have a crash eastbound SR 193 at 30th East. That's in Davis County. And looks like that's about it. If you're seeing anything, please text us and let us know. 33986. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more in employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
He's here, ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with us. Azrael himself, Frank Christ.
Who?
Well, that's what you're known as in other countries.
Listen, don't believe everything on the internet.
Okay. That's a rumor? Okay.
I've never gone by that name.
Okay.
Frank Christ is here. He is a grim reaper, the reaper of celebrity souls specifically. Have you ever been to a Texas Roadhouse, Frank?
Well, I don't know where they are.
I don't think celebrities go to Texas Roadhouse.
You don't find many there. Maybe Dennis Quaid. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Frank is, as you would picture, a grim reaper. He wears a cowl, they call it, I believe, a robe with a hood. He has a scythe.
I just call it the uniform.
He's a skeletal figure. The only difference, Frank and a traditional grim reaper, is that Frank gets hither and yon on an electric scooter, which that's because you don't like horses.
I hate horses. Oh, they're just terrible.
Frank has been charged with reaping the souls of celebrities, and it pains him to do it.
Because I love our precious celebrities, don't you?
No, I do.
We all know everything they say and do is right.
I worship them, as a matter of fact.
You too?
Yes, I do. But Frank...
That's what got me here, you know.
I know. Well, Frank joins us every weekday to play a game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of actors, and 4 actors specifically, and on this list, 3 of those actors are...
Them are just fine.
But one of them, Frank had to take after he died, and that's so hard to do. So we have a contestant, do we?
Yes, Maria.
Maria, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Yes, you are, Maria. Now, Maria, I'm going to read you these actors' names, and one of them is dead. You select the dead celebrity, and you will win a fine prize. It's a Radio from Hell chicken bucket, isn't it?
Yes, containing fabulous prizes, including the Radio from Hell diner-style mug.
I should caution you, though, Maria, there is no actual chicken,
chicken
in the Radio from Hell chicken bucket.
Oh, I just want the cough drop.
Okay, well, make sure one is in there. Now, because it's National Unicorn Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies with mythical or fantastical creatures in them. Here you go. Select the dead celebrity. Number 1, John Rhys Davies, well known for portraying Gimli in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and Salah in the Indiana Jones franchise. Other films, Sahara, The Living Daylights, Glory Days, The Medallion, and One Night with the King. There are a plethora of mystical creatures in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Number 1, John Rhys Davies. Number 2, Robbie Coltrane. He was Hagrid in the Harry Potter film series. Other movies include Nuns on the Run, James Bond films GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough. He also appeared in Ocean's 12. In addition to the Harry Potter films, he was in Krull with a cyclops and a giant spider. Number 2, Robbie Coltrane. Number 3 is Brendan Gleeson, supporting roles in films like Braveheart, Michael Collins, 28 Days Later, Gangs of New York, and Troy. He was Mad Eye Moody in the Harry Potter movies. He won a Primetime Emmy Award for playing Winston Churchill in the TV film Into the Storm. He was in Beowulf, featuring a monster and a dragon. Number 3, Brendan Gleeson. And finally on this list, Gerald McRaney, best known as one of the stars of the TV shows Simon & Simon, Major Dad, Promised Land, House of Cards, and Deadwood. He got his start in Night of Bloody Horror, a low-budget slasher film. He was in The Never-Ending Story, featuring Falkor, the Luck Dragon. Number 4, Gerald McRaney. All right, Maria, one of those actors is dead, Frank has claimed. Who is it?
It's Robbie Coltrane.
It is Robbie Coltrane.
That was a sad one.
Died of multiple problems.
He just wasn't well.
In 2022. He did make it to 72. So there you go. Congratulations, Maria. I'm going to make sure the cough drop gets in the Radio from Hell chicken bucket right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Hang on.
Hang on, Maria.
All right.
I love it when friends of the program are in on the joke.
Well, I have to go check on Dennis Quaid for real.
Oh.
71 today.
He is at Texas Roadhouse. That's where
He is.
Yeah.
He has They have one of those seats with his name on it.
Yes, he's probably having one of the bloomin' onions. They have those.
Also going to swing by and talk to Mark Jacobs. He's 62 today. I want to see if he can fix my outfit. Give me a little zhuzh. As the celebrities say, goodbye, everybody, goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank. Oh, it's not a bloomin' onion. They call it the cactus blossom.
It's the same thing.
And they have fried pickles. And tater skins.
Yeah. Bill's going to go now. A crash Redwood Road southbound, 24th North in Salt Lake. And that's the only new accident. And you haven't sent anything in. Lots of people commenting on the Texas Roadhouse. They have a good fried green beans. I do like a fried green bean.
They've got rattlesnake bites.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Let's send them a bill. And send us to traffic if you're seeing anything. Nobody sent anything in recently, but if you see something, share it with us, 33986.
KXRK Provo, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages with your list of things that must go. Stand by. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Well, you certainly know by now that Carrie and I both have had our vision corrected at Hoops Vision. So have many of our family members and friends and neighbors as well, because they trust us. Why don't you go to Hoops Vision? And we've got big news about Hoops Vision right now. The technology is getting better and better all the time, and they have something called the Zeiss Visimax 800. This is a very advanced laser. If you've been told that LASIK or PRK wouldn't work for you in the past, this new device provides a great new option. They call it Smile.
That's a part that people don't understand. Not everybody qualifies for laser eye surgery.
Well, more and more do now.
And more do now.
Yeah. Now, by the way, right now you can save $1,000 off LASIK or PRK. That's $500 off per eye. See if the Smile will work for you. Call Hoops Vision at 877-30-LASIK, or you can make an appointment at Hoops Vision.
Moving into her dorm.
Wow.
You know, there's a story about that in the news today.
I have that here. That's what I wanted to talk about. So she's moving into her dorm on Monday.
How does she get so lucky?
Well, she applied for a living learning community, which is a separate above and beyond thing where you have to be accepted into this special place in the dorm.
Oh, she's one of those.
Yes. And she's super excited about moving into the... By the way, Monday, I don't know what I'm going to do. Bill's gone. Jonesy's moving into the dorm, and it's Mohammed's first day of school. So Monday's going to be a mess.
Yep.
What does that have to do with the show?
You know what it has to do with the show. Anyway, I have not missed a first day of school ever for any of my children in 27 years. And I'm not going to start now. We'll figure it out.
Hire a surrogate.
I don't know what...
We'll figure it out.
I don't... All right.
So...
As you're telling me today.
I know.
So Jonesy, this is how she works. She asked for some painter's tape so she can map out on the floor the exact dimensions of the dorm room and the exact dimensions of the dresser drawers, so she can simulate what will go where in her dorm and plan it out. Here's what I can fit in this. She drew her entire dorm on her bedroom floor and is mapping out what the dorm room is going to and where's everything.
I think you should have her looked at. You really need to have her looked at.
So we're going through, and she's not the only person preparing to move into the dorms next week.
If you throw a box of toothpicks on the floor, can she tell you how many there are?
Yes. But there's a problem, and Bill's referencing this because this was an article in the Tribune a couple of days ago.
Yes.
So the U is trying to get away from being a commuter campus.
Yeah.
They want people to live on campus.
Okay.
And they have said, if you are a freshman, you're guaranteed a room.
Oh, okay.
The problem is they have 700 more applicants for rooms than there are rooms.
That could be a problem.
And Jonesy, over the last couple of weeks, has gotten emails. Hey, if you're willing to give up your room, we'll give you $500.
Who will?
The school. The school is asking.
And we know that you have a home 10 minutes away from school. Maybe you could live there.
And the price keeps going up. The last one she got offered her $1,500. Now it's $1,500. It's $1,500 in school money.
Oh,
like
well,
you
that's
could put
not...
it. But you could put it toward tuition.
Oh, come
or
on.
Something.
Yeah.
But
how about credits at the cantina? At the cafeteria.
I mean, I think you can use it on campus somewhere.
Do they sell beer there?
No. But it's a problem. And I feel really badly for these kids that are supposed to be moving in next week and don't know if they're going to have a room or not.
But you don't feel badly enough to insist that your daughter take the money and give up the room to somebody who's from Bozeman, Montana, and ain't got no place to go.
Nope, I don't.
Well, might I make a suggestion? Have her take the $1,500. And then on Monday, she can take Muhammad to school.
Oh.
There you go. Perfect.
I'm just trying to help.
No.
Yeah.
1,500? And it's just a one-time 1,500, not a month.
No, it's just...
The whole point is I need a place to live now, so maybe you should help me.
I think what they're hoping is exactly what Bill was suggesting is if you have the ability to just stay at home, if you could do that and want $1,500, why don't you do that? But
this is a problem that absolutely none of us can identify with.
It's
so. Has she decided?
Oh no, she's going. She's
going.
part of her being in this community is she's going to come out of that with some special certificate, and she's in special classes. It's part of her. She has to be there.
The University of Utah guaranteed Anna Smith that her son would have a dorm room when they filled out an application in May. The family lives hundreds of miles away in Montana, which limits their options. She doesn't know if she should book a hotel room for her son, bring a tent for him, cross her fingers.
Maybe they should let him camp out for a while. Until they get this figured out.
I wonder if they're going to have to find apartments, like not on campus, but subsidize them in an apartment close to campus until a room opens up. Because you can't promise rooms and then school's a week away and...
Wow.
Why? I don't understand why they would have done that.
Well, I think part of it is, and I don't see this in the story anywhere, but I think they were planning on having more housing completed by this fall that's not completed. I don't know.
Well, keep us up to date.
I will. Alan in Layton just doesn't pay attention because he's texting in things that must go from Layton. And Alan, you got to email those, radiofromhell@x96.com.
That's Layton for you.
Yeah.
Things that must go, brought to you by...
Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Yes, indeed. These are things that are bugging you. The things that are it's like just makes you mad. It just gets stuck in your craw, and so you finally say to yourself, "I am going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. It's a thing that must go. So I'll send it to Radio from Hell." And if they read it on the air, maybe I'll feel better, and maybe these things will disappear from my life. It does happen from time to time. So send your must-goes to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must-go in the subject line. I'll start today. I got a couple of my own. The word so. I've mentioned it before. People begin sentences with the word so, usually in response to a question. So, and when I catch I catch myself doing it occasionally, and I've tried to get it and make it go for my life, but it just bugs me when I hear it. I don't know why.
That's why I say queso.
Queso. And then finally, this one also mine. Elon Musk and Peter Navarro. They're in this feud. They're Peter Navarro is a trade counselor to Donald Trump. He's an economist. He's talking about how Elon Musk doesn't really build cars. He just assembles them parts from around the world.
Yeah.
Elon Musk calls Navarro dumb as a bag of bricks and a moron. But this is what must go. Caroline Leavitt, the spokesperson for Donald Trump, says, well, you know, she said about this feud, boys will be boys.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Boys will be boys, and we'll just let their public sparring continue. She really must go. Now, let's see, this one. Hello, here's a quick list of things that must go. First, product placements for tax services within my payroll app.
Oh.
I have to use it. There's no way not to see the ad, and they know it. Second, the availability of toilet seat heights. Some are too high, and my feet don't touch the ground or touch the floor. The others are too low. Please, someone make one size standard. Next thing that must go, employers who communicate through text, show some professionalism and call me. I hate texting back and forth. And finally, if you're in a public space, please use headphones. I don't want to hear your YouTube video, your podcast, or song, unless, of course, it's the Radio from Hell show podcast.
Exactly.
Thanks for letting me listen. Hunter, this one says, my things that must go are getting a mighty hankering for Thai food like egg rolls and larb before recapping old episodes of The White Lotus Season 3. Todd Newcomb rudely interrupting Bill. Todd almost deserves a fruit smoothie from Timothy Ratliff for that behavior.
Huh? It's the video.
It's Timothy Ratliff, the dad.
Yeah.
The World Championship of Catan, using a low-resolution camera to stream the match from Stuttgart. They do over $30 million in revenue, and they can afford a fancier camera. Why the hell do I have to watch it 720p? Getting T-boned on my way home from work. My neck and back hurt. Gina not getting a tan on her visit to Rome. I mean, okay. And waking up before 7 a.m. to my neighbor being raided by the FBI with a loud bang and a booming voice announcing people to come out with their hands up. Wow. Thanks for letting me listen, Tony. And finally, this one. Nope, I'm not going to do that one. Okay. Next, Terry.
Let's see. This one from the foot of Mount Doom. There is a check that we get in the mail every once in a while. Mm-hmm. And on the bottom third of the folded letter, and the tear-off perforation is right above the crease in the letter instead of on the crease, so you always have to tear off a tiny bit of the top of the check. Mm-hmm. So get your perforations perforated. Let's see, this one. Why are shoelaces so freaking long? Then you have to figure out how to creatively tie them to take up the slack, or how to cut off the ends and not have them fray.
This is a problem.
Yeah. Is this from Andy Rooney?
There are different lengths of shoelaces. You have to buy the one that corresponds to your shoe.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's see. This one from Ryan. Let's see. The traffic reports that include the word versus. Car versus bus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I try not to do that.
It was an accident, not a boxing match. My job constantly recognizing us with small things like donuts or free lunch, but never increasing our pay. Let's see. Trumpers who couldn't shut up about the inflation for prices for 4 years, but now as tariffs loom, it's all part of the plan. And lastly, I know it's a venting thing, but this is who you voted for after a bad Trump story. We who listen and love the show didn't vote for that clown. Well, yes, I'm speaking directly to you, Ryan. Learn to all right. This one from Zane. When you get a drink from the vending machine and it doesn't drop off the drink, So you've lost $1.60 with
yeah.
everything that man has accomplished in his day and age. Why is this still a problem? You all mentioned new Radio from Hell coffee mug, but, sad face, I'm not local to Utah, so therefore I can't win. You can win one, but you got to come here to get it all the way from Texas.
We don't ship.
Yeah, and speaking of coffee, when I make my coffee at work in the morning and I'm already too tired and forgot how much creamer I put in my coffee, and if I don't put in enough, it doesn't taste right. Gina?
Let's see. Say my name loud and proud. It's Jason. Hi, Jason. To the family who brought their kids 4 to 6 years of age to the Minecraft movie Friday in Syracuse and then just let them scream and run around the whole time, made absolutely no effort to control them or shush them, you must go. If you're too lazy to parent and control your kids in a theater, don't go. Good morning, Lords. Please don't use my real name. Call me Kojak. Me and my wife's things that must go are as follows. People who drive big trucks as their commuter vehicle. I can understand if you're a contractor or a plumber, but I know you're not, dude. I know you're not. Cyclists that refuse to follow laws when riding in the street, weaving in and out of traffic, running red lights, etc., and then they get mad at you when you call them out on it. And finally, we've all said it. Can we have a line for just coffee and then a line for your 45-ingredient matcha foam whatever latte? Thanks for letting me complain and listen. And finally, this from JJ. My thing that must go, Gina's unfortunate descent into the 7 courses of darkness.
Oh.
We persnickety eaters don't eat what we don't know. Just say no, Gina. We have Bills and Carries in our lives who heap servings of shame on us over our eating habits. Yet it's always been reassuring to know that Gina would understand. She certainly understands when we feign illness to get out of going to a restaurant, which wouldn't have anything on the menu we'd like anyway. What's next? Pickle relish and fry sauce? Office potlucks? Cheese and lettuce on tacos?
You're betraying your people.
You are.
For the good of all things vanilla, please remain seated, Gina, and roll your chair out of the darkness. Continue to be the standard bearer for us finicky friends of the program.
Traitor.
You want to go to lunch at Texas Roadhouse, Gina?
Yeah, they got chicken fried steak there.
Traitor.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Got traffic and then the damn contest. Crash Redwood Road, 23rd North and North Salt Lake appears to be blocking all northbound lanes of travel and only one southbound lane open. Traffic is very slow both directions through that area. Good news is that's the only major incident I'm seeing. If you are seeing something, you can text us and let us know. 33986. Oh, Sketchy Blake says southbound traffic, Washington Boulevard and Ogden down to 1 lane at about 18th Street due to construction. Thanks, Blake, for that.
All right, we got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be voting for. Number 1, Easter Bunny Beatdown. Number 2, he was reaching for a snack and kablooey. And boner candidate number 3, Christy gets to cosplay as an ICE agent.
Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after some messages and a song.
Win $1,000 in another Flippin' Cash contest here on X96. Listen for keywords that will announce at approximately 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. All the rules are at X96.com. This is a national contest. I'm going to give you a keyword and a separate text number. This is not the number you use for other things here. This number is 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. Text the word play, P-L-A-Y, play, to 508-777-1000 for your chance to win $1,000 in this nationwide contest.
Thank you. ranlife.com/X96.
It's springtime, and that means it's home buying season. A lot of people buy homes in the spring. If you've been waiting for the right time to buy, Ran Life Home Loans just made it even better. They have slashed their floor rate on a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage to 3.25% on a 5.98 annual percentage rate. That's right, 3.25% to get you started on your home ownership journey with lower payments up front. So whether you're a first-time buyer or making a move, you want to move up to a better home, a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage gives you the flexibility and savings to get into your dream home right now. Perfect way to start your home buying season this spring. Ran Life, they're a local mortgage company. I've used them as my mortgager in the past. Arm yourself with a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage from Ran Life. Don't wait. Get the details right now. You can go to ranlife.com/X9.
So the tyranny of soccer
Yes.
is that
I don't know why you parents put up with it.
well, because my son wants to play soccer.
That's what I mean. Form a different league.
Or you could do something else.
He does other
Or
things,
tell
lots
him-
of other things.
Why don't you tell him to take up whittling?
So his team practices in Riverton. So anytime there's soccer practice, I have to go to Riverton, and soccer practice is an hour and a half long. So it doesn't make sense to come home after you've driven all the way out to Riverton. So I have to find things to do while he's at practice. So I usually have a stack of errands that
Okay.
I'll run these errands,
All right.
and I will find a place that I don't normally go to do these errands in Riverton.
All right.
How do you find a place in Riverton?
You Yelp, this kind of store near me.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say what kind of store this was. It was a store I needed to do some business in.
Is it embarrassing? Is that why you won't tell
I
us?
just don't want to identify the store.
Okay.
In front of the store is a big placard
All right.
with a picture of the old Utah flag.
Yes.
The blue one with the seal in the middle of it. And it says, please save our old flag. Here's a QR code you can scan to sign our petition to save the flag. I ought to walk past that into the store.
Yeah.
I go into the store, and I had my Navy hat on.
Okay.
You're like your son said.
My son, who is in the Navy.
You're a Navy mom.
And that sort of signals things to people.
Yeah.
Assumptions are made.
Assumptions are yes. That's perfect.
Did
way
they
to put it.
leap on you?
And someone behind the counter said, "Who's in the Navy?" And I said, "My son." He said, "Oh, me too. I was in the Navy too."
Yes. Yes.
And so we had a little Navy back, which is great. I
Navy
love it.
talk.
I
Okay.
love it when people do that.
All right.
But he made assumptions.
Yes.
And he said, "Oh, have you signed our petition yet?" I said, "What, your petition? What petition?" He said, "Oh, it's horrible news. We have a new flag in the state of Utah that people didn't get a chance to vote on." That's not true.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to have another petition before, and they didn't get enough signatures, and so you've got to sign our petition. Now, I'm there to do business that I need to do.
Yes.
And he brings the petition over in a pen. You gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt like I had to sign it
Why?
because I felt like I had to sign it.
Why? I would have just said, no, I don't want to sign it. I like the new flag.
I did not. There were other people there.
Were they going
who
to pounce on you?
It was uncomfortable. They were all turning. I felt like there was a reverse, liberal Karen viral video thing that could have happened from this if I decided to engage with them and I kind of like the new flag, and so I wrote a fake name on the petition.
Oh, well, at least you did that.
I wouldn't have signed, and I don't think I maybe would have made a big deal out of it. Or you could have said, "Oh, I already signed that. I don't want to sign it." Or I don't want to sign it.
No, because he said, "Have you heard about our petition?" And I had already said no. So
I see. You
I
set
couldn't.
yourself up there.
But it was an uncomfortable situation. There were about 4 people in the store who were all turning and looking at me going, "You're going to sign it, right?"
Again, well, what were you afraid would happen? That they would beat you up?
No, it was...
That they would say...
when you feel the energy of a place and you're like, I think the best course of action here is to just...
Go along to get along.
to get along. And then as I'm leaving, he said, we don't make much money here. Can you put a tip in the tip jar? And he holds it.
Really?
Now that, okay.
Now that's now
I
you-
would say, give me back that petition and cross your name off. Really?
The whole thing was so weird and uncomfortable. But it wasn't just the people working there. It was the other patrons in the business. that we're all invested in, and the government is the flag and the thing and and I can't believe they took our flag away, and it's a woke flag that we now have a woke Utah
How is it woke? I don't
That's
know. That's what they
I
say.
sent Dan McKay when he texted me.
Yeah.
And I've tried to reach out to him again to get his flag people. Dan McKay is a conservative Utah County Republican, but he's the one who brought forth the new flag and really liked it. And I said, Dan, people don't like it because they think it's woke. The woke. It's the anti-woke mob. And I said, Dan, you're anything but woke.
Yeah.
I know, he said.
Somebody said those flag loonies rented a booth at Box Elder County Fair. They were incredibly aggressive. Yeah, maybe I'm not conveying that enough. This wasn't like a casual, you want to sign our petition? It was like, you're going to sign our petition, right?
Well, the one lesson I think you should take from this is don't wear your Navy hat in public.
No, I like wearing it.
Well,
and I like talking to people about the Navy. And this goes back to me, taking back the flag. I don't like people making assumptions about my politics.
You don't like it, but the assumptions they make if you're wearing the Navy hat is that you're not woke.
Based on my Navy hat or my American flags that I like to...
I'm sorry, they make assumptions.
I'm trying to go against that.
Just please tell me that the fake name you used was Jill Biden. Please.
No.
What was the fake name you used?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, well, they're going to go... They'll look it up and find you.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, see,
It was Gina Lola Brigida, wasn't it?
The asking for a tip thing, that's really tacky.
Yes.
That's very
What
tacky.
kind of a place was it that you had to tip?
I just don't
You've
feel
already identified them as the store in Riverton that had the big
I bet there
sign
are
out front.
many of those.
Just be ready. Just practice Jill Biden's signature.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Joe Biden.
That's a federal offense if you signed it as Jill Biden.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Impersonating a first lady.
Put a rainbow flag pin on your Navy hat. Because on this day,
1977, not only a rock band leader, but also a comic book guy.
Yes.
And Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy.
It's Gerard Way's birthday.
And I picked that song because it's my favorite My Chemical Romance song, even though it's a Bob Dylan song.
That's okay.
Let's see. Let's begin with, Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, April 9, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3 candidates, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, Easter Bunny Beatdown. Naples, Florida. A trio of teenagers was accused of attacking a Florida mall employee in an Easter Bunny costume on Sunday.
Aww.
Naples police said 24-year-old worker told them she was on her way to the break room at the Coastland Mall when the kids approached her. She said 2 13-year-old boys and a 14-year-old boy pushed, shoved, and pulled at her in the costume. 2 of them were placed under arrest for battery, and the third boy met the qualifications for juvenile court civil citation for battery. Police said a witness corroborated the employee's story. Easter Bunny beatdown at the mall. Boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. Well, he's reaching for a snack, and kablooey! Well, Virginia parents of a 3rd grader at Lee Hill School in Spotsylvania County, Virginia, have been arrested after the student, this is a 3rd grader, brought a handgun to school and accidentally discharged it during class.
Oh.
Terrence Carroll Jr. gun at home, put it into his book bag. At some point, while in class, the student reached into his bag to get something. Apparently it was snack time, and so he was reaching into his backpack to get a snack and inadvertently pulled the trigger on the handgun. That's according to Liz Scott, a major with the sheriff's office. Following the discharge of the weapon, the teacher promptly evacuated all 26 students from the classroom, alerted the school resource officer at Lee Hill Elementary. There were no injuries to any students or staff, fortunately. The child who brought the gun is not being charged with anything. He did not intentionally pull the trigger. The handgun was in the backpack. It was not in a holster. Of your little ones, as you would do with your high schoolers, check their backpacks before they go to school. Boner candidate number 2. He was reaching for a snack and kablooey. Great parents, huh?
Yeah.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Christy gets to cosplay as an ICE agent.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and Opinioendo. Brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
Well, I'm sure Frank Chris knows this. Diane Cannon is 88 years old. Diane Cannon, who was once married to Cary Grant, dated Johnny Carson. She's 88, but age ain't keeping her down.
God bless her.
She attended the 10th Annual Hollywood Beauty Awards on Sunday, April 6th, and opened up to People magazine about her dating prospects these days. When asked if she's dating right now, Cannon said with an emphatic, "Well, of course."
Why wouldn't she?
I mean, look at her.
She looks great, 88.
She said, there are several special people. I have friends with benefits.
Well,
she said. Several friends with benefits, the 88-year-old woman said. Way to go, Diane Cannon.
Yeah.
Let's see now. We go to the crime desk. Here's another crime report from our ace reporter, Gina Barberi.
it's an update on the Corey Richens murder trial. This is the mom whose husband she killed with fentanyl and allegedly, and then wrote a children's book saying, "Kids, sorry, this must be really rough for you that your dad died."
Do you remember the name of the book?
It was something like, sorry, you're gone, Dad, or Dad's always with you no matter what, or something like that. Decision to pause all proceedings in the Corey Richens murder case followed an hours-long hearing on whether to summon Salt Lake County jurors to Summit County for the trial. So they're trying to get a change of venue. They're saying she can't get unaffected jury pool in Summit County because it's so small. They said this could take months or years if her lawyers continue to pursue this. And she's been in prison, and they're saying, well, can we get her bail while we figure this out? And the judge says he is disinclined to do so.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is that it?
yeah, it's just it's being put on hold again.
All right. 3 Americans convicted on charges of participating in a botched coup attempt in Congo last year have been repatriated to the United States days after the country commuted their death sentences to life in prison, officials said Tuesday. The 3 will serve their life sentences, in the United States, following the repatriation done in collaboration with the U.S. Embassy and Congolese President spokesman Tina Salama, she said on X. Among them is 21-year-old Marcel Malanga, son of opposition figure Christian Malanga, who led the foiled coup attempt that targeted the presidential palace in Kinshasa. Also repatriated are Tyler Thompson Jr., a friend of the younger Malanga, who flew to Africa from Utah for what his family believed was a free vacation, and Benjamin Rubin Zalman Poland, who is reported to have known Christian Malanga through a gold mining company. These 3 people nearly were executed in Congo, but though that was commuted, and now they've been allowed to come to America, where they will serve their life sentences in America, apparently. After days of deluges, overfilled rivers to near-record levels across Kentucky, residents are anxious to return to their flooded homes and assess what's salvageable, even as stubbornly high waters keep some of them waiting even longer. Susan Williams returned to her rural Franklin County home with her 4 dogs and 3 cats. She left Sunday while the waters kept rising, and now her house and a neighbor's house look like they were on an island in brown waters. Williams and some friends loaded her animals into a small boat, paddled back and forth, dropping them off at the house built by her parents. "It's my world. It's my little paradise," Williams said about her home. Water was slowly receding in flooded Frankfurt, and officials hope that by the end of Wednesday, most people could get back into their homes, said Andy Bashir, the governor, at a news conference. But 23 people are presumed dead in these flood waters in several states. And at least 58 people were killed and 160 people were injured when a nightclub in the Dominican Republic, the roof caved in at this iconic nightclub in a Dominican capital where politicians, athletes, and others were attending a merengue concert. Crews were searching for potential survivors in the rubble at the Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo. We presume many people are still alive in the rubble, but that's why authorities here will not give up, not until a single person remains under that rubble. Nearly 12 hours after the top of the nightclub collapsed down onto patrons, rescue crews were still pulling people out, survivors. At the scene, firefighters removed blocks of broken concrete. Apparently there was video from inside the I didn't see it, but from inside the club.
You can see x96.com/live. There's a picture.
Now, the Professional Baseball League of Dominican Republic posted that Major League Baseball pitcher Octavio Dotel had died in the collapse. And there was another Major League Baseball player as well. Also, the injured include legislator Bray Vargas and a very popular, apparently, merengue singer Ruby Perez, who was performing when the roof collapsed. Just, man. And there's no word yet on how or why this happened. Indiana Department of Health have reported its first confirmed case of measles in the state since early 2024. Officials said that the child from Allen County, which includes Fort Wayne, had not been vaccinated. He is recovering. No other information shared to protect the privacy of the child. This is the first case of measles in Indiana since it was first detected in a Lake County resident in early 2024. But it has spread to another state, Indiana. So there's Texas, New Mexico, Indiana now, Oklahoma, several other states are reporting measles.
Coming soon to a neighborhood near you.
Two men who appeared to be federal immigration officials shattered a driver's side window of a car driven by a woman from El Salvador, who they then arrested in an encounter filmed by the woman's daughter, Elsie Barrios, taken into custody in Westminster, Maryland. She doesn't have legal status, and she's seeking asylum, her attorney, Ana Tiarana, said. But they put her in handcuffs. They said, be careful getting out of the car because of the glass of the window we broke. She said, I want to speak with my attorney, but both these guys, these ICE agents, just ignored her, and they didn't respond to her request to see an arrest warrant because, they didn't have one.
They don't need to.
The Trump administration is considering launching drone strikes on drug cartels in Mexico. Well, that'll go well.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Tesla, sitting on thousands of unsold Cybertrucks, and it has stopped accepting its own cars as trade-ins.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Now what are we going to do?
Tesla owners are trying to get rid of their Teslas in order to distance themselves
not taking them in a trade.
From Musk's politics. People around the globe are boycotting, and many Cybertruck owners are reported trying to trade in the truck for a new vehicle. They were told that the automaker currently does not accept its own vehicles as a trade-in.
You're stuck with it.
And finally, this story.
Wow.
A horrifying image, and I don't know if we have this, of calcified parasites embedded in the soft tissue of a human body has gone viral after Sam Gall, an emergency room doctor, shared the seriously disturbing scan.
That's what those little dots are?
Yeah. Describing the image as one of the most insane x-rays he's ever seen, Golly noted that the entire cross-section of the patient's trunk was riddled with innumerable oblong densities resembling an internal hailstorm. He explained that the unnamed patient, it was Robert Kennedy Jr., developed the condition after eating raw or undercooked pig.
What?
The tapeworm Tinea solium enters the human body by ingesting the parasite's larval cysts. These eggs can then develop into adult tapeworms in the human gut, usually around 5 to 12 weeks. Consumption of the parasite doesn't directly result in cysticercosis.
Wow.
But this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Ugh.
Oof. Yeah. It's not pretty to look
It is
at,
disturbing.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Weather traffic.
Warm today, 69, mostly sunny. Even warmer tomorrow. We bump up to 81 tomorrow. So quick warm up throughout the day today into tomorrow. Overnight low 48. Traffic. So there is a 4-vehicle crash that's causing major delays. Redwood Road, 20th North. Only minor injuries reported, but multiple cars involved. Both directions affected. Plan alternate routes around that if possible. That's causing some major issues there northbound Redwood Road. Good news is that seems to be the only real problem I'm seeing. Do you have problems? Any problems? Doesn't have to be traffic. Whatever it is, you can text us 33986. Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com to book your appointment now.
Boner candidate number 3. Christie gets to cosplay as an ICE agent. Donald Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, in a clip posted to X, standing between 2 officers, Border Patrol guys, I guess they are. Here we are with Marco and Brian today, and they're letting me roll with them. We're going to go out and pick up somebody who I think is, well, got charges of human trafficking. We earlier had an op that swept up somebody that was wanted for murder, so appreciate the good work that they do every day, and we appreciate them working to make America safe. Now, while Noem donning tactical gear and joining operations for the camera has become routine in recent weeks, observers are quick to note her mishandling of the weapon in her hand.
Yep.
Washington Post military reporter Alex Horton replied to the video, Noem is pointing the M4 muzzle at an agent with an open dust cover, indicating a chambered round.
Yep.
It is the worst possible place to point it.
And there's video of this where he looks down at it and backs
up.
Like, uh-oh, I don't want to be near
Nobody
that.
stopped her, including the agent to her left, who should know better, but also has bad muzzle discipline. Conservative New York Times columnist David French commented, "This is what LARPing looks like."
Yep.
Referring to live-action role play.
She's cosplay,
Cosplay Barbie, they call her.
Senator Ruben Gallego, a former Marine, said, "Close your ejection port. If you have no rounds in the chamber, why do you have a magazine inserted?
'Cause it looks cool.
If you have rounds in the chamber or in the magazine, why are you flagging the guy next to you? Stop deporting people without due process."
Oh, and then there's that.
Yeah. Boner candidate number 3. Christie gets to cosplay as an ICE agent.
Jesus. All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Easter Bunny beatdown. 3 teenagers at a mall in Florida roughing up a young woman who's in an Easter Bunny costume. Boner candidate number 2, he was reaching for a snack and kablooey. This is a 3rd grader who picked up an unsecured firearm at home, put it in his backpack, took it to school, and was reaching in for a snack and accidentally discharged the gun. Nobody hurt, but his parents, Terrence Carroll and Sierra Armistead, have been arrested for that. And boner candidate number 3, Christie gets to cosplay as an ICE agent.
All right. Let's get to voting, shall we? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think is the worst, the one that you think should win Boner of the Day. Remember that number. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. It's the easiest way to vote. Most people do it that way. There are a few who still call Katie. They just like to say hi. 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 9, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Now, as soon as we award the Boner, that means the phone lines are wide open for veterinarian Dr. Josh Davis, who is here to answer questions about your puppies and about your kitties. So get your questions ready and be ready to call 877-602-9696. All right, you got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by a delicious salad and an onion tart.
A what?
An onion tart.
It's not dessert. That's tarts are dessert.
There are savory tarts and sweet tarts.
And are these boners making you feel like you need to flee the country? Travel Club 365 can help. From cruises and all-inclusives to bucket list adventures, your local travel pros can plan it all for every budget, all with no planning fees. Give Travel Club 365 a call or text 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102, travelclub365.com.
It's kind of like onion soup in a pie crust.
That actually sounds good.
You wouldn't eat it. It's full of cheese.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Again, solid voting for the two candidates that didn't win. Solid voting for the Easter Bunny beatdown, came in third. 70 votes for he was reaching for a snack in Kablooey, but winning with 156 votes. Christy gets to cosplay as an ICE agent.
People just don't like her. That's your Boner of the Day for today, April 9, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. And is this sponsored, Gina?
Lagoon is now open weekends. Visit Lagoon and enjoy the Flower Festival through April 27th, plus special funnel cake flavors all month long. Details and ticket links at x96.com.
Well, it's time to talk about your kitties and your puppies and their health problems or behavioral problems. Dr. Josh Davis is here, veterinarian extraordinaire. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and ask Dr. Davis about your dog or your cat. You can text us, but phone calls are better because we can...
There's always something you leave out.
Yeah, or could follow up a little bit. So 33986 is the text number.
But call us, 877-602-9696.
Have you seen anything unusual in your practice lately, Dr. Davis?
I don't know. We had a dog yesterday that had some urinary issues and was obstructed, and so we had to get him unblocked to try to keep him going, and then we'll be doing some surgery later on to hopefully clear everything out. So,
Oh, boy.
those are always, if you ever see especially a boy, dog or cat not able to pee, or they look like they're constipated, that can be an emergency. So
Don't ignore it.
Don't ignore that. Yeah.
And cats get urinary problems quite a bit, don't they?
They do, yeah. Their bladder's their stress organ, and cats like to be stressed.
My bladder's my stress organ.
And to me, it's my
Kitty,
sphincter. So, 877-602-9696 to ask questions of Dr. Davis about your dogs and your cats. There was I remember there was all this panic about heartworm in dogs. Is that still a big deal?
It is, yeah. And Utah, we are one of the fastest growing states for heartworm disease. So, So
what causes it and what is it?
So heartworm disease it's a parasite that's carried by mosquitoes. So that's how it's transmitted around. And our winters are less harsh, and we're having longer warm seasons. So we do see more and more of it. And the hard part with it is once they get it, it can be difficult to treat, and it's pretty much 100% preventable. So
I have a puppy. At what point should I do anything preventative for
you get
her?
a vaccination? Is that what
I would start right away. Yeah. So there's a couple ways to go about it there, but it's all parasite control. So having them on a good deworming regimen, but also specifically for heartworm. And
then there's those heart guard little squares.
You can do your monthly chewables for that. There's also
I take those
injectables that can last for 12 months at a time for heartworm prevention. So,
okay, we got a couple of calls here. So
All right, let's begin with Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Taylorsville.
Okay, what's your question?
So I have two Sphinx cats, and one of them, Carl, he is kind of a terrorist at night.
Carl,
and
the
likes to knock on
terrorist?
doors.
Carl.
Yeah.
Go, Carl!
I thought naming him Carl would calm him down or make him a nerd or
Yeah.
something.
So what does he do?
Yeah, he looks like a little old man. So we have a 1-year-old, and ever since we brought her home, he likes to knock on doors in the middle of the night.
Carl or
So
the
we put
1-year-old?
lady's door. Oh, the Carl.
Oh, okay. Knock on the. How does he? With his forehead? What? How?
With his paws, he stands up and knocks.
Oh wow,
that's funny.
Oh. You want
So I don't know if you had any behavioral advice. He ends up going in jail most nights if he can't stop and let us sleep, but didn't know if there's anything you could advise that we could do for him.
Yeah, it sounds like probably the situation that got you started is that change in the environment. You know, cats they can struggle with changes to their routine.
They don't like it,
and especially a little one because they tend to be noisy, and the cats don't always know what to do with that. So that might be part of it. And I don't know if there's anything super easy or specific to do with that, because I hear you. You know, most cats, it's like 10 o'clock and they have to go off and do their thing. You know, their zoomies and their crazy things that they like to do. But I think just trying to keep the environment as interesting as possible, utilizing things like the feel-away diffusers and collars and things like that, but also making sure there's plenty of stuff to keep them busy. And
So
keep them interested.
is he not? He's knocking on the bedroom door. Is that what it is?
Correct. Our bedroom door, the baby's bedroom door.
Yeah, he's just
door.
Carl is just he feels left out.
Hey,
he wants to be in the be in the room.
Hey,
Well, and cats hate closed doors too. I mean, you could literally have a door that's always closed, and then they never go by it. And the minute you open it, they're in there, and then they want in there all the time too. You know.
Well, we will open our door and let him in, and then he knocks on the closet door.
Oh, jeez, yeah. He's
maybe open all the doors. I don't know. Boy, that's a tough one.
You know, I
Or
think
jail at night.
You
You
just
said
need,
jail?
needs to be in jail.
yeah, jail at night.
Directly to jail.
All right, Carl.
No question. You go to jail.
All right.
Thank you
Carl.
Carl.
All right. Thanks, Tiffany.
Considering naming my next pet Carl now.
It's a good
That
pet.
is a good one.
That is. All right. Well, if you have any questions for the doctor, 877-602-9696. Looks like we got some puppy excited piddle questions coming up. More heartworm questions. Probably take that one off the air. Urine crystals. Oh, it's a mixed bag.
Good. Hang on, Randy.
Hodgepodge.
A little bit of everything on the way. 877-602-9696.
Well, we still have that big issue on Redwood Road. Northbound Redwood Road closed at 20th North. Multiple vehicle accident there has caused some big slowdowns. Crash southbound I-15 at the I-15-215 junction. This is in Davis County, off to the left shoulder. And let me check our message stream. See, FOP Holly Infinity report. Looks like a good day for a hot air balloon ride. There are 2 hot air balloons currently soaring over the Salt Lake Valley.
Oh, really?
Nice. Thank you, Infinity, for reporting on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, 877-602-9696 is the number to call to talk to the doctor, Dr. Josh Davis, our veterinarian. All right, so let's see, KXRK Provo. Tracy Aviary. Everybody knows where Tracy Aviary is, located in Liberty Park. But if you're just visiting town, it's 589 East, 1300 South. Siri will get you there with no problem. Or you can go to tracyaviary.org. That's the southwest corner of Liberty Park. They've been there for a long time, but they just keep getting bigger and better and expanding and improving. Over 100 different species of birds from around the world, including many that are endangered or extinct in the wild. Interactive bird shows, keeper demonstrations, animal encounters, behind-the-scenes exhibit tours, over a dozen nature play opportunities while exploring 8 acres of themed exhibits and botanical gardens. If you haven't been there in a while, you probably should. A lot of things have changed. It's gotten really, really impressive. And in addition to inspiring curiosity and caring for nature, they are committed to protecting birds in Utah and beyond through education and conservation. And $1 from every ticket sold goes to Tracy Aviary's that's $120,000 a year, their conservation work in Utah and worldwide throughout this fund. So go and see them, tracyaviary.org, or just swing by Liberty Park and say hello to the Boyds.
Like Jay and Tooele did.
Thule?
In Thule, yeah. He has a ferret named Carl. It's a very popular name for pets in Tooele.
All right, we're back with Dr. Josh Davis. He is a veterinarian. He can answer your questions about puppies and kitties. And we have 2 lines full, but we have others available. So 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Who do we have here?
Here's Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your puppy's name?
Well, this one's name is Rue.
Okay. And what's the question?
So he's like 2 months old, and he's a doodly thing. I don't know exactly what kind of doodle. I've been told a mini doodle, but he's a doodly.
Somebody do.
He does that really excited peeing thing, and I'm hoping there's
Well,
a
who
way
doesn't?
to fix this.
I mean, I do too when I get really excited.
Oh, Bill.
Well,
Maybe you need this question too then.
okay. What do you do about that, Dr. Davis?
Yeah,
Is there something?
the puppy urinating, it's often if they're either really excited or really stressed. And for the most part, unless there's a medical reason for that, most dogs will grow out of that as they mature, and they're exposed to more and more situations and get more and more comfortable just with life in general that way. So, because young animals also, their kidneys aren't fully developed usually until they're like 6 months old, and so they do make pee a lot faster than an adult animal, so they have a harder time holding it too, but that fear or excitement can be part of that. So just really trying to make sure they're well socialized and get them used to lots of situations and environments, and almost always they'll grow out of that and get better with that.
And don't do stuff to get them so excited.
Yeah, when you get home, do you like, how you doing? Do you do that?
Well, so he actually comes to work. So he's around a lot of people. So I'm guessing that will socialize him and it will stop because he gets to be around a lot of people. And yes, everybody does the whole.
Yeah, because that just gets them all excited.
Yeah, he's getting excited.
So if you just ignore them for the first time you see them, for a few moments. I had a trainer tell me this.
Yeah.
Just ignore them for a minute or so, and then acknowledge them, and then it's not as.
That's what cleared up my piddle problem.
I ignore Bill every morning.
Yeah, because I'll piddle if you don't. Thanks, Randy.
All right, Randy.
See you later.
Thank you.
And we had a Cocker Spaniel that we used to have to, when she came in the house, we'd say, well, hello, Molly. How are you today?
Yeah, you can't get down in their faces.
Yeah. Once they get excited, it's open season there.
Hey, Tim, what's your problem?
Okay, so my wife's cat
Name?
has an issue.
What's the cat's name?
The cat's name is Patchouli, and I'm a cat tolerator. So
okay.
The wife's cat.
What's your wife's name?
Like
Never mind.
Ashley.
Okay. What does the cat do?
I won't get into that.
Okay.
The cat likes to chew plastic.
What?
And I'm afraid that he's either flossing the wrong way, and the big joke around the house is that we found a new way to recycle plastic.
So what kind of plastic?
Yeah.
So like plastic from like the case of water and any plastic that he can find, on the sides of the house,
That's probably
it
not
bad
good.
for 'em?
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely. Cats love to do. Some cats really like stuff like that. So, and they often have a particular kind of taste for things. So, some cats like string or sewing thread, things like that, which is very dangerous for them. But plastics can be dangerous for them too, because if they swallow enough of it or get enough in them, they can become obstructed from that, and that becomes an emergency and usually a surgical problem that you have to fix. So. So helping them avoid that is really important. And then there are some cats too that if they get oral pain or dental issues, sometimes they'll chew as a way to kind of try and get rid of that pain or try to deal with that. So it's always good to rule out dental issues, but keeping that stuff just the best of your ability, not accessible, is really important because they can get really sick from that.
Did you say water bottles? He likes water bottles?
The plastic that's on the packaging.
The cover, like of a case.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the thin plastic.
Yeah.
I have a cat that does the same thing. She'll chew on cellophane and plastic and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then she'll ingest some of it and barf it up later. But sometimes they don't barf it up, and that can become a problem for them.
Yeah.
So we just have to keep it just as cleaned up as possible.
Right. And you don't want to be having a $4,000 bill for a cat that you just tolerate.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yes, yes.
All right.
I got news for you, Tim. The cat just tolerates you as well. All right.
We'll see you later.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Meg, the manager, is here.
Hello, Meg. What's your dog's name?
Pax, Pax. He is a purebred white German Shepherd. He's ginormous, and he's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is going to be weird. So his human is actually my son, who moved out over a year ago, and we have a split-level house. So the downstairs is where his human is, and still, like, the scent still resides. So that's where Pax is always at. We don't have any idea how old Pax is because he was a rescue. But he obviously has a problem coming up the stairs. It's only like 5 to 7 stairs to come up to go outside. Once he's outside, he seems to be fine. It's the stairs that give him a hard time. And I have been very tempted to, like, block off the downstairs because the only thing that's downstairs is our laundry. Nobody lives down there anymore. His human is not down there anymore. And I was like, would that be, like, mentally horrible for him to be like, hey, guy, you have to live on our level now because his steps are terrible.
So the stair it causes him pain. Obviously, causes him pain to come up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
So I would just try blocking it off and see what happens.
But she's worried, will that be mentally hard?
Could be, yeah, because I think you're dealing with two things there for sure. So I think that if they are struggling to get up the stairs, then I do think that needs to be addressed and come up with a solution for that, because even blocking off the stairs, let's say mentally that he tolerates that and that we're fine with that, that still means we're in pain. It just, we don't have to navigate the stairs anymore. So I think I would try to get an orthopedic exam done and determine, is it just arthritis? Is there an actually injury or other problems? And then I think trying to block it off could be okay as long as the dog tolerates it, but you don't want to add undue stress or anxiety from that. And I think the real issue is try to address the arthritis or pain there and see if you can get that dealt with, because then maybe it's not a big deal either.
All right, Meg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our vet's constantly like, how old is he? We're like, I don't know. We just rescued. So thank you so much. Now I can go back to Tim the Tree Guy and be like, they're right.
Okay.
We're going to walk up the down.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, we got to go.
Thanks, Meg.
See ya.
Monty the mailman is here.
Monty.
All the all-stars
Hello.
showing up.
What's your dog's name?
Tank Vader.
Okay. What's your question?
He is an English bulldog that we recently kind of adopted. He was just found in a park. But his problem is he'll drink water and he'll eat food and then he'll throw up almost regularly. He's not underweight. He's not suffering. He just always pukes. And I'm just wondering if we switch him, can we combat that with like a wet dog food? So I think it's just going in and expanding and then puking it up.
Yeah, for bulldogs, especially, you always want to be careful with any vomiting or regurgitation because they're a really high risk for aspiration pneumonia, which can be life-threatening to them. So the food could be part of it, but also how fast they eat, how much they eat in one sitting or drink in one sitting. So with food, you can definitely, there's different kinds of feeders. There are different ways to slow them down and make sure they're just going at a slow pace. So I think that's important. And then sometimes changing the food can benefit that, but changing the food is usually because of a food intolerance or allergy, whereas in your case, it might not be that. It might be something else too. And so the other thing you want to rule out is some dogs can get a condition where their esophagus doesn't quite work right. And so I would want to make sure that's not part of the problem too. So it's worth getting checked out, and if nothing else, just slow down the eating if you can, and just try to find ways to do that. But make sure there's not a medical issue on top of it, because bulldogs are notorious for all sorts of medical problems.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. See you later, Monty.
There you go, Monty. Thank you very much. Well, that's all the time we have, I'm sorry to say.
Dr. Josh Davis, thank you very much for being with us, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Always a pleasure, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, traffic, Gina, please.
Okay, crash southbound I-15 102nd South, milepost 294. Crash southbound I-15 off-ramp at Pioneer Crossing. Crash northbound I-15 80th South. Crash southbound I-15 215 junction in Davis County. And let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything in there. Allison Sabo says, weird slowdown at 106 South, stay to the left. Thank you, Allison, for that. She sent that in at 33986.
All right, Beat Gina coming up after some messages and a song. Easy to play, easy to win. It's yesterday was Friday the 13th. Run the gamut here.
Oh, now what?
Friday the 14th?
Sex in the City trivia.
It's all good.
Anyway, 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play. Beat Gina, what is the prize today?
Tickets to Lagoon.
Lagoon passes. Nice. Everybody wants Lagoon passes. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Play Beat Gina after some messages and a song. Line up as soon as possible, though, whenever you can. 877-602-9696. Zero Res.
This is the perfect time of year to do your spring cleaning. And part of that should be getting your carpets and your air ducts cleaned. Heck, even get your upholstery done. Just get all of it done this time of year. You're cooped up all winter long, you know, you collect dust and particles and things. Time to clean all of that out. You might be having spring break people over maybe, or you just want things to look nice. It's or harsh chemicals. Helps them stay cleaner longer, safe for kids and pets. We're just talking about pets right there. And unlike traditional cleaners, Zero Res, because they don't use those soaps and things, your carpets dry faster. I think sometimes people were resistant to get their carpets clean because they're like, oh, the carpet's going to be wet for 2 days. No, this is in hours instead of days. And if for any reason you're not satisfied, they'll come back and fix it for you within 30 days. Get 3 rooms clean for $119 plus 1 hallway free when you mention X96. Call 866-0RES or go to ZeroRes.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you so much you can't stand it anymore. And you say, these things must go. This must go for my life. And so you think, I know, I'll send it to Radio from Hell via email, and maybe if they read my must go on the air, it'll make me feel better, and maybe, just maybe, these things will magically disappear from your life. Send your must goes to Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. Gina, would you like to begin?
Oh, sure. Let's see. So this says, hi, this is Carly, BFOP since I was a 6th grader in 1996 and frequent must-go submitter. Please use my name.
Okay.
Now, Carly, I'll show you. Carly has a really, really long list of things that must go. I'm going to summarize for Carly.
That's a book.
Carly says, number 1, commercials for prescription medications that you have to watch in their entirety to find out what this prescription is for. What are they What are they trying to treat? These ads are minutes long, but if you don't see the fine print within the first seconds of the commercial, you have to wait to the very end to find out what it is. Other people's children must go. Actually, it's mostly their parents, she says. Yeah. And she sent an example of a bumper sticker on a car where her kids go to school, and the bumper sticker says, "Just a regular mom trying to not raise liberals." You mean you're trying to not raise, children that care about other people? Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah. So those are from Carly. Thanks, Carly. We have this. Hello. Seeing an ad for a restaurant on Instagram, seeing a dish that looks really delectable, only to find out that the restaurant is on the other side of the country from me. These small restaurants put a lot of time and effort into these ads. That effort and ad money should be going toward people who are potential customers, not people on the other side of the country. Stay care, Hunter. And finally, this from Zach. You can use my name. One thing that must go is people who get so drunk and unruly at live performances that they ruin the experience for everyone else. Yep. For example, my wife and I went to a mystery dinner performance a few days ago where the actors do a performance about a murder and the guests have to solve a crime. It was super fun, and the actors were great, but there was a table that clearly had too much to drink. They were loud and talked over the performance, which made it hard to hear the clues. They thought they were funny, but they were not. We're not prudes. We drink and like raunchy humor just like anybody, but they were really inappropriate. Thank you for letting me listen. Geek Show says, Hazel.
I want to apologize. I thought we were funny, but
You're not funny.
But we were drunk. So I'll go next. Let's see. I've got a thing that must go of my own. My insurance company saying that they know better than my doctor and the Center for Disease Control. My insurance company informed me that I could not get a COVID booster shot this spring, as the CDC has now recommended one in the spring, one in the fall for certain people. Yeah. My doctor said, yes. I said to my insurance company, the CDC says. One. They got back to me and they said, you're right. That's what the CDC says. We only cover one in the fall.
Man. Really?
Yeah.
How much is? Do you know how much it is? If you just
$136 if I went to pay. If I would go pay for
But
it.
Mr. Hannity says that this is the greatest healthcare system in the world.
Yeah. Let's see. This one is from Good Morning. It's from Tony. Tony, I cut one of yours out. Okay, just so you know. Not able to do an egg hunt at the Rice-Eccles Stadium because all of the slots are full. Oh, that's just terrible. Losing the enthusiasm to watch The Masked Singer season 11. I should have paced myself at one season per year. People who start watering lawns in mid-March, it's a waste of water.
Who is doing that? It's raining every day.
And journalists who say that the governor inks things instead of signs them into law.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me listen. Tony. And then this one. Hello, Lords. Best wishes. Thank you for being there in the morning, keeping us sane. Feel free to use my name. A shout out to my son, Zach, who hates it when I use his name like this. Just a few random things that I hope will go after you work your magic.
Okay.
Outrageously loud throat clearing. Why is it that people can be talking in a normal manner and then all of a sudden just unleash a huge loud throat clearing? It's not like a head turn with a hand cover and trying to be somewhat quiet about it. It's right in everybody's face, percussive, mid-sentence. And then they just keep going as if they had just basically screamed at everyone. Thanks for the Tourette's, Kevin, but could you try a little social awareness instead? Bluetooth speakers on the hip must go. Not only could your Bluetooth device easily be headphones instead of a loudspeaker, nobody wants to hear your theme song in the supermarket.
Your theme song.
And number 3, Costco crowds in general must go. I know it's been said before, but I have such a weird anxiety there. I think Carrie mentioned the same thing.
Yeah, I'm the same.
It's the zombie-like strolling in which people walk 2 and even 3 abreast, blocking aisles, causing gridlock in order to try a sample of, granola? By the time I leave that place, I've been grinding my teeth and internally wishing a plague on everyone, trying to get my heart rate back down to normal. Thanks so much. Happy Good Friday to you in advance. And just happy my company is recognizing it as a holiday. Brent.
All right. This one from the foot of Mount Doom. Automatic sinks that you can't adjust the temperature of the water. It's usually always too cold.
Yes.
So the automatic sinks must go. All right. These from, let's see, this is Mike. There are a few things that must go. I have a trip to upstate New York booked to see the upcoming solar eclipse. And what must go? Rental car agencies. Since I land Saturday evening, the only option is to get a car from the airport, which is $120 per day. Same company, 5 miles away from the airport, has the same car, $60 a day. However, this location closes before I land and is closed on Sunday. Secondly, travel anxiety must go. I'm very excited for this trip and desperately need the time away from the office. I'm traveling alone, so I only have to worry about myself. I arrived 2 days before the eclipse, and everything was booked 6 months ago. I have nothing to worry about. Yet my brain still tells me there must be something to be worried about. This one from Johnny B. My dry and cracking hands must go. It seems, as of recent, the copious amounts of lotion I use is not alleviating my dry hands. The skin from my cracks snag on the clothes that I wear. It's been pretty bad this week. I'd love for you all to make that go.
It's some amlactin lotion.
Amlactin?
Amlactin.
Okay. Let's see, this one from Jesse, finally. The helicopter that circled the Maverick Center no less than 20 times last night must go. It was after 11 p.m. It flew so low, my bathroom mirror rattled every time. I don't understand what that was all about. There were no events at the Maverick Center. But thank you, helicopter, for waking me up and annoying me into writing Radio from Hell. May your pilot's pillow never be cool on the other side.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Because on this day in 1989, The Replacements, #1 for a third consecutive week on the Billboard Rock Tracks chart with I'll Be You.
Really? I didn't realize it was there that long. Good stuff. All right, time to play Beat Gina. Is this a sponsored feature?
Lagoon is now open weekends. Visit Lagoon and enjoy the Flower Festival through April 27th, plus special funnel cake flavors all month long. Details and ticket links at x96.com.
We'll get to our world-famous radio game show in just a moment. But first, I'm Johnny Ola, the announcer for Beat Gina, and I want to state unequivocally that candy is a food.
Oh.
Accept my suggestion and don't start the weekend or an automobile trip without a box of Messimer's homemade candies.
Wow.
It will greatly add to the pleasure of the outing. Listen to these tempting specials for this weekend.
All right.
Onyx Cream Fudge, 39 cents a pound. Snowflakes, 49 cents a pound. Yep. Old-fashioned gumdrops, 50 cents a pound. And assorted caramels, 50 cents a pound. Messimer's, the house of homemade candies, open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the corner of State and Main.
Oh, good.
And now, may I introduce noted candy lover and game show host, your friend and mine, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer. Candy is food.
Yes.
I agree.
Is it? Okay. All right.
I'm going to Messimer's for those assorted caramels.
Please, assorted caramels. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Camilla. Is it Camilla?
Carmela.
Carmela.
Carmela. Okay.
Yeah.
Carmela. There we go. All right, Carmela, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. We'll give you an advantage in the game if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
Tails.
All right, see what happens. It is heads.
Oh, Carmela, you're one step further away from these lagoon passes.
That means, Carmela, Gina gets the first question. The question to answer first on her own. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. And if she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, I hope you were paying attention so you can answer the question correctly and steal the point away. All right, so the first question is for Gina. Because it is Cynthia Nixon's birthday today, it's Sex and the City trivia today. So, first question for Gina. Let's begin. Gina.
Okay.
Sex and the City was the first cable series to win what award? Is it 1, the Agriculture Proficiency Award, the number 2, the At Least You Tried Award, 3, Golden Globe, 4, Cable Ace Award?
Golden Globe.
Golden Globe. Boy, confidence.
1 point for Gina.
All right. Carmela, in the books, because Sex and the City was books before it was a show. In the books, Charlotte has a different last name. In the books, what is Charlotte's last name? Is it 1, Hornets?
Well done, Carrie Jackson.
I can make a sports joke every now and then. Is it number 2, Ray? Is it 3, Ross? Or 4, Bronte?
And what was the first two again?
The first two? Hornets?
Yeah, the first two.
Hornets or Ray?
I want to say I think it was Ray.
No.
That's
Yeah.
facts of
I don't
life
know why.
and different strokes.
That's facts of life and different strokes, Charlotte Ray. Sorry.
Gina.
It must be Ross.
Ross is correct. Yes.
That's the steal.
Wow.
2 points for Gina,
Wow.
none for Carmela. And Gina controls the question. It may be bye-bye, baby.
Gina,
Yes.
even when Kim Cattrall was being shot from the waist up
Okay.
on camera, she always insisted on wearing what to feel more like Samantha?
Okay.
Was it 1, a diaphragm? Is it 2, Motley Crue panties?
Yes.
Is it 3, a garter belt, or 4, heels?
It's all of these. That's not an answer?
Is that your answer?
No, I would say heels.
Heels is correct. Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
Carmela. You just didn't have a chance in hell.
Good Lord.
Terrible.
Oh,
I've still got plenty of leftover Sex and the City trivia.
Oh,
that's
good.
okay. Well, the weather is nice. This the perfect time of year to go check out Lagoon. Even though I beat you, I'm going to give you these Lagoon passes.
It'd be nice.
Oh, how nice.
Thank you so much.
Hang on the line, Carmela. We'll
I got to get home. Mrs. Zola and I are enjoying assorted caramels while we binge Sex and the City.
Thank you,
They
Johnny.
go together. They
Yeah.
Assorted caramel.
Ah.
All right, thank you. Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
2 epic shows, 1 mind-blowing experience, Laser AC/DC, rock legends brought to life in lasers, and Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, and better than ever, now playing only at the Hanson Dome Theater. Tickets are on sale now and going fast. Get yours before they're gone at clarkplanetarium.org.
Oh, Robbie Williams. The
monkey.
Yeah, what is he? Yeah, that guy, the singer, has revealed that he has been diagnosed with scurvy, calling it 17th century pirate disease. So probably hasn't been eating his citrus fruit. The former Take That singer told The Mirror he was diagnosed with the condition after taking an appetite suppressant, adding that I stopped eating and I wasn't getting enough nutrients. The National Health Service, apparently that has happened.
Can happen.
People taking Ozempic and stuff, they don't eat
Yeah.
enough sometimes. Scurvy is caused by not having enough vitamin C in your diet over a long period of time, with symptoms ranging from feeling very tired, weak, or irritable to easily bruised skin or joint, leg, and muscle pain. Though the condition is rare, the National Health Service says it's easy to treat. Williams described the scurvy as a 17th century pirate disease, continuing that he didn't take others' concerns of him looking too thin to be a warning. With body dysmorphia, when people say they're worried about how you're looking, you're like, I've achieved it. When people say, we're worried you're too thin, that goes into my head as, jackpot, I've reached the promised land. Of course, scurvy is, that's why the British have been called limeys over the years,
Yeah.
because they discovered that if they took limes on long ocean voyages with them,
They sucked on them.
sucked on a lime, and it would prevent the scurvy. University of Utah President Taylor Randall had a groundbreaking ceremony in Salt Lake on Friday, and he's there to officiate. But University of Utah faculty members are accusing President Randall of being draconian and authoritarian after he issued a memo last month calling for a review of all campus policies to make sure that they adequately limit the authority of professors. The memo is the latest volley in the ongoing tensions that have erupted between faculty and the president at the state's flagship school over who has power at a public university and attempts from the state to rein that in. In his memo, Randall said he has to take action to examine and edit the university's rules in accordance with state law under the controversial Senate Bill 192, which narrowed the scope of what faculty have official jurisdiction over. Professors assert his interpretation is the furthest extreme and goes beyond what is required. This is just a way of reminding us that authority is being removed from us, said Catherine Coles, a distinguished professor of English and former Utah poet laureate.
This is a good way to lose good professors.
But they want to, though.
The body is made up of about 100 faculty members who represent their roughly 5,000 colleagues and weigh in on campus issues. Randall, the president, typically speaks at monthly online meetings, but was notably missing Monday due to other obligations. The president of the Academic Senate said, when later asked for comment on the meeting, a spokesperson for the school directed the Salt Lake Tribune back to the text of Randall's memo. I'm a bit disappointed that the president isn't here, said Catherine Coles. But faculty members criticized his directive to look at more than 300 rules across campus and remove any that Randall says currently purport to grant faculty jurisdiction over the administration of university matters outside the faculty's purview set by Senate Bill 192. The Utah prison system, Utah agreed to pay a company $1.7 million over 5 years to digitize and reproduce letters sent to inmates to help cut down on contraband. About a month later, the Corrections Department was aware of issues with delayed delivery and quality and more. Utah's prisons had a mail contraband problem. I think it's called Pidge Only, a Nevada-based company that specializes in inmate communications, said, we can fix that. So apparently people were being able to smuggle things in just regular mail. Starting in January, instead of sending a letter directly to an inmate at one of Utah's 2 prisons, a person would instead need to mail it to Pigeon Only's processing facility in Las Vegas.
And they'd scan it.
They scan it and then scan it. And,
like, because they'd put things like stickers on it that maybe had
a little bit of LSD on it or something. Yeah. Pigeonly would print copies of approved mail and so forth. But problems began soon after the policy was implemented. Loved ones of inmates told the Tribune that their letters were taking weeks to arrive, if their loved ones ever got them at all. The quality of reproduction was sometimes poor. Some found that letters they once had no trouble sending were now being rejected and returned. Others said they'd just stop sending letters altogether. Corrections held a listening session with the loved ones of the inmates, looking into it, and they'd say that there seemed to be some problems with this company, and so they're investigating all of that. A Utah woman is grappling with a recent stage 4 cancer diagnosis, while her husband, 10 children, and 2 grandchildren, and countless family and friends wonder why she's having to deal with such a fate. Why her? Why now? Why ever? Angela Goodrich wasn't feeling well and went to the hospital on March 3rd and got some blood work done. And the next thing she knew, being held at the hospital for further testing, devastating diagnosis. Stage 4, grade 3 adrenocortical carcinoma, type of cancer that develops in the adrenal cortex, sits on top of the kidneys. Not well, but her family is rallying around her. 10 kids, but neighbors and family members are rallying around her and trying to help her stay afloat in this really troubling time. The U.S. could be bombing Iran by weekend.
Great.
If Tehran doesn't fall in line. That's
not
what
gonna.
The Trump administration has said.
You know, we had things worked out with Iran.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, everything was fine until...
It all makes sense now. Donald Trump destroying the United States with his ludicrous tariffs, lawless deportation, and unfit Doge goons for one simple reason. He's lost his mind, as proven yet again yesterday when he called for open borders.
Yeah.
Like a corn snake caught in the headlights, it
We
says
need
here.
open borders.
The addled president, nearly 79 years old, was trying to answer a reporter's question on whether his tariffs were negotiable or permanent, to which he could not decide. But one thing was clear, he pined for the good old days of the Biden administration. Well, it could be both, but it could be both permanent tariffs and there could be also negotiations because there are things we need beyond tariffs. We need open borders, he said. Everybody in the room went, what? What now?
Well, I mean, his whole baseball thing with the L.A. Dodgers is enough to prove, isn't
This
it?
is sports.
Yeah.
A lot of arms. He went through a lot of arms in the sport. It's specifically a sport called baseball. Jesus.
And finally this, in Pueblo, Colorado, a chupacabra was caught on video skulking around outside of a mall. There's video. I don't know if we have the picture, but there's video.
Picture?
Well, one of the newscasters raised possibility this mystery creature is indeed a wayward goat sucker, a chupacabra. Other suspects said, I think it might be like a ballot badger or a wolverine.
Yeah.
I like a wayward goat sucker. That's
You like a wayward goat sucker? I can get you one.
Yeah, right outside the mall.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Got this from a friend of the program who gives me jazz news.
Okay.
Dan Roberts, the in-arena announcer who's been with the Jazz since 1979.
Really?
Is retiring.
Wow.
He has 2 home games remaining, and they're going to honor him tonight. $5. So I've been telling you, if you've been meaning to take the kids to a professional sporting event, this is your opportunity. Take up the concessions are actually they've got cheap concessions there, and $5 tickets. Go to a Jazz game. They're playing the Trailblazers tonight at 7:00. Utah Hockey Club won last night, 7-1 over the Seattle Kraken.
7-1. Wow.
And the Kraken beat them last time they played, so it was take that.
Revenge.
And first home game for the Bees in their new stadium, and I'm going to have a good attitude about it, I've decided. So, nice going.
And that makes it better for all of us,
doesn't
Gina.
it? It doesn't make sense to pine for Smith's Ballpark anymore. It's done. So, 13-10 against the Reno Aces. They play again tonight at 6:30. That's your sports weather. So warm front is barreling toward us. 69 today, mostly sunny. 81 tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
81 Friday. We'll cool off again over the weekend, but we have a very fast warm-up over the next couple of days. Traffic, let me refresh this, see if anything new has happened. Let's see. We've got crash southbound I-15, 26 south and Woods Cross. 2 right lanes are closed there. We have a crash southbound I-15, 102nd south in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 at Pioneer Crossing, milepost 278. And a crash northbound I-15, 80th south off to the left shoulder. Check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam assembles and lets us know what they're seeing on the roads. Nothing there, but it's always available to you if it's safe for you to text 33986. Love live music. Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music, adult beverages without paying stupid ticket prices at Utah's coolest venue. Don't miss Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft, April 18th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, we will take a break. After this break, it's, your list of things that must go coming up. Stand
Go on the radio from Hell Show.
Yeah, things that are bugging you, things that you've had it up to here with. You can't stand it anymore. These things must go from your life. And so you furiously put them down in an email, write them all down, and send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. And hopefully, if we read it on the air, it'll make you feel better, and maybe even these things might disappear from your life. So do that. Radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go on the subject line. I'll go first. I got one of my own. This must go. Stomping on or otherwise bursting a carton of energy drink right next to the driver's side door of my car. So I have to walk through it to get into the car.
And it's always sticky.
And it was at the Stab and Smiths. That's where that kind of stuff always happens. Let's see. While entertaining the British friends, we tried to go to an eating establishment bar. Some of them had their England driver's license, and one of them had her passport.
Okay.
The bar refused service to those with only the driver's license because they were not United States-issued driver's licenses. The bar was okay with the passport, though. So in your best English voice, picture one of them saying, "This is a situation like on the movie Hostel.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to cut us up for fun and want our passports. Anyhow, stupid liquor restrictions must go," says Johnny.
Are we tourist friendly or not here?
Well, and I think that's wrong. Remind us, let's talk to Jimmy about that.
This is from Ed's friend Andy. "Sorry for the late submission. Probably too late to make it this week." Well, I don't know. "But this problem plagues me and will continue to until your magical powers make it go away forever. Can we please make the gosh darn bubble packaging on my migraine medication easier to open?"
Yes.
I mean, I'm already pissed off. I can't get my freaking thumbnail under the freaking stupid corner of the fetch and open here flap. Why? I mean, I'm already in pain and having a difficult time. Not swearing. Please make this go away for the love of Crom. And get out of the left lane unless you're passing. And then finally, this one says, "Hello, lords and lady. My thing that must go. The neighbor's cats coming over to my yard to fight each other late at night. This has been ongoing for years. The fact that the neighbors don't do anything about it must go. And grocery carts that are all stuck together when you go to grab a cart. This is especially bad at my local neighborhood Walmart with their new carts. Even the employees complain about it. War must go as well. Thanks for letting me listen. Steph from South Ogden."
All right, Steph.
Gina?
One of my own. I went to Petco yesterday.
Petco?
Yeah. And the dog food was on sale.
Oh, yay.
So I bought a big bag for home. I bought a little bag for the tree farm. And I bought a tiny bag for Riley's go bag because she needs one too, for earthquakes or whatever.
All right.
3 bags of dog food that I forgot and left in my car. So what does my car smell like today?
Dog food.
Dog food.
Dr. Ross, dog food is dog.
Good morning, lords and lady. You may use my name below. It's Katie. Let's see. Working in the dark. My coworker is afraid of the light, apparently. We just moved offices, and she insists on working in the dark. So I have to sit at my desk all day and work in the dark. My boss is out of town, so he doesn't know that the only light I have is the small light I get from the window. It's very frustrating. Thanks for letting me listen. Let's see. The security guy here again. A few concert things that must go. People coming to concerts not wearing deodorant must go. Trying to bribe your way into the VIP area must go. Getting upset when shows are postponed or canceled. There's reasons these things happen. And most importantly, bringing your 2-year-old, sucking on a pacifier, sitting on your shoulders, directly in the line of crowd surfers and the pit.
The hell?
Must go. And finally this. Here's a quickie. When you have a dream that you're running an errand and you wake up and you realize you still need to run that errand. It didn't get taken care of in the dream. Oh, and Sean Reyes, our rapping cowboy. I like to call him Turd Ferguson.
Yes. A few from the foot of Mount Doom. When you're filling up your water bottle with the ice dispenser on your fridge and there's a jam in the chute because one of the cubes didn't fall the right way. You have to carefully pull the water bottle out, cup your hands around so it doesn't fall over the floor, and then you have to dump the ice.
It's a hard life.
It is.
6.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Yes, indeed. These are things that are bugging you. The things that are it's like just makes you mad. It just gets stuck in your craw, and so you finally say to yourself, "I am going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. It's a thing that must go. So I'll send it to Radio from Hell, and if they read it on the air, maybe I'll feel better, and maybe these things will disappear from my life. It does happen from time to time. So send your must goes to Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. I'll start today. I got a couple of my own. The word so. I've mentioned it before. People begin sentences with the word so, usually in response to a question. So, and when I catch myself doing it occasionally, and I've tried to get it and make it go for my life, but it just bugs me when I hear it. I don't know why.
That's why I say queso.
Queso. And then finally, this one also mine. Elon Musk and Peter Navarro. They're in this feud. They're Peter Navarro is a trade counselor to Donald Trump. He's an economist. He's talking about how Elon Musk doesn't really build cars. He just assembles them parts from around the world.
Yeah.
Elon Musk calls Navarro dumb as a bag of bricks and a moron. But this is what must go. Caroline Leavitt, the spokesperson for Donald Trump, says, well, you know, said about this feud, boys will be boys.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Boys will be boys, and we'll just let their public sparring continue. She really must go. Now, let's see, this one. Hello, here's a quick list of things that must go. First, product placements for tax services within my payroll app.
Oh.
I have to use it. There's no way not to see the ad, and they know it. Second, the availability of toilet seat heights. Some are too high, and my feet don't touch the ground or touch the floor. The others are too low. Please, someone make one size standard. Next thing that must go, employers who communicate through text, show some professionalism and call me. I hate texting back and forth. And finally, if you're in a public space, please use headphones. I don't want to hear your YouTube video, your podcast, or song, unless, of course, it's the Radio from Hell Show podcast.
Exactly.
Thanks for letting me listen. Hunter, this one says, my things that must go are getting a mighty hankering for Thai food like egg rolls and larb before recapping old episodes of The White Lotus Season 3. Todd Newcomb rudely interrupting Bill. Todd almost deserves a fruit smoothie from Timothy Ratliff for that behavior.
Huh? It's the video.
It's Timothy Ratliff, the dad.
Yeah.
The World Championship of Catan, using a low-resolution camera to stream the match from Stuttgart. They do over $30 million in revenue, and they can afford a fancier camera. Why the hell do I have to watch it 720p? Getting T-boned on my way home from work. My neck and back hurt. Gina not getting a tan at her visit to Rome. I mean, what? Okay. And waking up before 7 a.m. to my neighbor being raided by the FBI with a loud bang and a booming voice announcing people to come out with their hands up. Wow. Thanks for letting me listen, Tony. And finally, this one. Nope, I'm not going to do that one. Okay. Next, Carrie.
Let's see. This one from the foot of Mount Doom. There is a check that we get in the mail every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And on the bottom third of the folded letter, and the tear-off perforation is right above the crease in the letter instead of on the crease, so you always have to tear off a tiny bit of the top of the check.
Mm-hmm.
So get your perforations perforated. Let's see, this one. Why are shoelaces so freaking long? Then you have to figure out how to creatively tie them to take up the slack, or how to cut off the ends and not have them fray.
This is a problem.
Is this from Andy Rooney?
There are different lengths of shoelaces. You have to buy the one that corresponds to your shoe.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's see. This one from Ryan. Let's see. The traffic reports that include the word versus. Car versus bus.
Oh. Yeah. I try not to do that.
It was an accident, not a boxing match. My job constantly recognizing us with small things like donuts or free lunch, but never increasing our pay. Let's see. Trumpers who couldn't shut up about the inflation for prices for 4 years, but now as tariffs loom, it's all part of the plan. And lastly, I know it's a venting thing, but this is who you voted for after a bad Trump story. We who listen and love the show didn't vote for that clown. Well, yes, I'm speaking directly to you, Ryan. Learn to all right. This one from Zane. When you get a drink from the vending machine and it doesn't drop off the drink, so you've lost $1.60 with everything that man has accomplished in his day and age. Why is this still a problem? You all mentioned new Radio from Hell coffee mug, but, sad face, I'm not local to Utah, so therefore I can't win. No. You can win one, but you got to come here to get it all the way from Texas.
We don't ship.
Yeah, and speaking of coffee, when I make my coffee at work in the morning and I'm already too tired and forgot how much creamer I put in my coffee, and if I don't put in enough, it doesn't taste right. Gina?
Let's see. Say my name loud and proud. It's Jason. Hi, Jason. To the family who brought their kids 4 to 6 years of age to the Minecraft movie Friday in Syracuse and then just let them scream and run around the whole time, made absolutely no effort to control them or shush them, you must go. If you're too lazy to parent and control your kids in a theater, don't go. Good morning, Lords. Please don't use my real name. Call me Kojak. Me and my wife's things that must go are as follows. People who drive big trucks as their commuter vehicle. I can understand if you're a contractor or a plumber, but I know you're not, dude. I know you're not. Cyclists that refuse to follow laws when riding in the street, weaving in and out of traffic, running red lights, etc., and then they get mad at you when you call them out on it. And finally, we've all said it. Can we have a line for just coffee and then a line for your 45-ingredient matcha foam whatever latte? Thanks for letting me complain and listen. And finally, this from JJ. My thing that must go, Gina's unfortunate descent into the 7 courses of darkness.
Oh.
We persnickety eaters don't eat what we don't know. Just say no, Gina. We have Bills and Carries in our lives who heap servings of shame on us over our eating habits. Yet it's always been reassuring to know that Gina would understand. She certainly understands when we feign illness to get out of going to a restaurant, which wouldn't have anything on the menu we'd like anyway. What's next? Pickle relish and fry sauce? Office potlucks? Cheese and lettuce on tacos?
You're betraying your people.
You are.
For the good of all things vanilla, please remain seated, Gina, and roll your chair out of the darkness. Continue to be the standard bearer for us finicky friends of the program.
Traitor.
You want to go to lunch at Texas Roadhouse, Gina?
Yeah, they got chicken fried steak there.
Traitor.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
All right, 8:54.
I was thinking about shoelaces. Somebody mentioned shoelaces earlier.
Yeah,
too
he
long.
says that they're too long.
Yeah. And I was before that even, I was thinking about shoelaces because I remember when I was a kid, it seems like shoelaces would always break. You know, at a certain point, you'd be tying your shoes and a shoelace would break, and so you'd have to replace them. Sometimes if you didn't have a replacement, you'd have to knot it together. You know, and then remember doing that. Shoelaces never break anymore.
It's technology.
I know, it's amazing.
The shoelace technology
Better
is
material.
greatly improved.
Like the shoelaces on the shoes I'm wearing now, as a matter of fact, are extra special because I noticed when I go to tie them, there's a sort of a coarseness to the surface of them, and that makes it even easier to tie it tighter. You know what I mean? There's more
grips.
Yeah, the two pieces of shoelace grip together. I don't remember. I don't know why I started thinking about that. Because it was easier to tie these shoes, and then I thought, geez, I haven't had to replace a shoelace in decades. It seems like. Yeah, when I was a little kid, though, they were just made out of,
Another thing that's different is that companies pre-lace your shoes now.
Yes.
You used to just buy the shoe, and the laces were kind of tied to one of the eye holes, but
or tucked
not
in
pre-laced.
the inside or something.
Yeah, tucked inside.
That's
Kids
right.
these
I forgot
days
that.
aren't learning how to lace up shoes.
I think about all the time I wasted lacing shoes.
Now, did you ever see those? I had a pair of these shoes. They didn't have shoelaces. They had like a lever that
I remember
that you pull down and it pulled the shoe together and lock.
I had galoshes that did that.
I had a pair of shoes that did that. Just one big lever on the front.
Lever.
Yeah.
All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Crash southbound I-15, 26 South and Woods Cross. 2 right lanes are closed there. There's debris also in the center lane that has traffic trying to swerve around it, so that's a problem. Crash southbound I-15, 102nd South in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 off-ramp. Milepost 278 at Pioneer Crossing. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can text us and let us know. As always, 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
All right, KXRK Provo, we're going to take a break, play a song for you. After the song, it is the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is call us and tell us who won the boner this morning. It's easy. Now, if you were listening, you know. It makes it really easy. If you weren't listening, you might be able to guess today. But you know what? Check your work. Go to x96.com and cheat. Go to the box that says Boners, April 9, 2025. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the correct number winner. And if you answer us correctly, you'll win what?
Tickets to see Sam Fender at the Union on April 23rd.
Sam Fender tickets, 877-602-9696. All you got to do is call us and tell us who won the boner this morning. Easy. 877-602-9696. UtahAdvocates.com.
Now, look, you know, if you've been in an accident caused by somebody else's negligence, we've always told you, call the advocates. 801-355-5550. They have free consultations. They never charge you any money out of pocket. If they take your case, they only take some money when they get you a settlement. And believe me, they'll get you a settlement at the Advocates.
And they're always doing good.
Yes,
they want to help the kids with the Murray Children's Pantry. It's a local pantry, provides meals to those in need. No questions asked. They're looking for non-expired, non-perishable foods to feed hungry bellies. But if you can't donate food, it's always good to donate money, and you can do that via Venmo at Advocates Donations.
It's the Advocates, 801-355-5550. You can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you can't call or you're shy or whatever, you can go to their website and chat live online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Utah news bulletin from the Otter Desk. Jonathan has sent us this is a news alert from the Otter Desk. Aggressive otters have returned to the Santa Cruz coast after months of being away. The Santa Cruz otter, known for causing trouble with surfers. They're back. Otter 841 was spotted over the weekend by photographer Mark Woodward. Woodward has been a close watcher of Otter 841, who usually roams the Santa Cruz area. This is a rogue otter. He gained national notoriety last summer for being aggressive to local surfers and evaded capture by wildlife teams. Stay away from Otter 841. He jumps on people's surfboards. He bites at them. He's a rogue otter. So if you're going to Santa Cruz,
keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, to surf. And then I had a email from someone who listens to the podcast of the Radio from Hell show.
Okay.
And says, I'm usually about a month behind.
Oh, come on. You're not helping.
So you were discussing this story a while ago. You were discussing English muffins and what was good about them or bad about them or what anything, whether you prefer them. And so he sent me this history of the English muffin.
I love an English muffin.
The backstory behind English muffins is fascinating, he says. Really? Let's explore English muffin history.
All right.
And its origins, including who invented them, how they got their name, and the differences between English muffins and crumpets. So who invented the English muffin? Well, you have a British man to thank for that. His name was Samuel Bath Thomas, and I think the brand of the Thomas English muffins. Yeah, those are the ones.
Orange label.
That's the one people buy a lot still.
Not me.
You prefer another brand of English muffins?
Bailey. They're in the grocery in the cold case.
Oh,
they're in the cold case.
In 1874, Samuel Bath Thomas immigrated from Plymouth, England to New York and started making thinner, pre-cut crumpets while he worked at a bakery. So essentially, they were crumpets, but
so you could put them in a toaster?
Well, by 1880, Thomas had caught the American entrepreneurial spirit. He opened a bakery in New York City and started making these, what he called English muffins, exclusively. He trademarked his interpretation of the crumpet as the English muffin. The first known use of the term English muffin was in 1894. That's when he filed the trademark. So we could go into the differences. English muffins are
thinner, as you said.
They're thinner. They crumpets have more batter to them. They're a little heavier.
They're denser.
But the English muffin, people decided here in America that they preferred the English muffin to the crumpet. The traditional crumpet recipe calls for more milk and baking soda. You only cook crumpets on one side. They're flat. But English muffins are pre-cut, so you can pull them apart easily and put them in a toaster.
Because Americans are lazy.
Yeah.
Now, the crumpet sounds an awful lot like this new thing that I'm starting to see called puffins.
Oh, I've seen those.
Which are pita. It's like pita bread.
Yeah.
And they're thicker than pitas, because pitas are flat usually.
Yeah.
So they're thicker, but it's kind of a muffin kind of thing. It's puffins.
The traditional English muffin recipe introduces sourdough or yeast, but no milk. English muffins come pre-cut, and after toasting them, you can put your favorite topping or use them to make a breakfast sandwich.
Oh, I like to make a little English muffin and bacon sandwich.
Yeah, that's Gina's idea of a sandwich.
How is that not a breakfast sandwich?
Bread and bacon.
It's
Nothing else.
perfectly reasonable breakfast sandwich.
No, bread and meat you need an egg, you need... Yes, you need all that.
Cafe Niche up here, they make their own.
They make their own?
Muffins. Yeah,
really,
they're really good.
Because you need the nooks and crannies for the butter. Kerrygold, got to be
Kerrygold butter.
Yeah.
That's the Irish.
You're a butter snob.
I'm a butter elitist.
Irish butter.
Yep.
Now this story comes from Gold Medal flour and they make a
Big
wide
Flour. It's from Big Flour.
They make a wide variety of English muffins. The original, light, premium, whole wheat English muffins.
No, don't have
raisin English muffins.
I used to like a raisin English muffin.
Yeah. So now I want an English muffin. We had some. Actually, and I remember the conversation we had. We had some English muffins in the house for some reason just recently, after we had discussed them. And I toasted up an English muffin and put butter and jam on it, and what?
Oh,
I just might as well just have a piece of toast.
No, like I said, you get the Baileys. They're in the cold case next to the eggs. Delicious English muffin. Got to keep them cold though.
Now we should have a discussion about when you have Indian food. What kind of bread should you have with Indian food?
Naan, right?
Well, there's naan, but there's roti.
Roti is more traditional.
Which I have not ever tried. I talked to Sim Gill about it. He said roti. Oh, you've got to have roti.
It's like your naan, but it's more wheat.
And he says it's easier to make.
Yes.
And it's softer. And he said roti is really the way to go. So I'm gonna get into making my own roti sometime.
The Indian place that we go to has roti.
Yeah, I've not had it, so.
It's good. It's good.
We do this, and then
we get hungry.
I was looking online about roti, and you can order a roti machine kind of thing from
that seems
Amazon.
like a big commitment when you're not even sure you've ever. You've never had.
I'm sure it's bread. I'm sure I'll like it. Although, again, English muffins, I don't need those. But Sim Gill, I would take his word for it. He said roti is the way to go.
It's a different texture.
It's softer, apparently.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not. It's the naan is much softer because it's it's flour, the white flour, and the roti is more of a wheat. And really, the roti is for picking up your food because
right.
Indian culture, you're supposed to eat with your hands.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like
And
a
so the roti is thinner.
delivery
It's
system.
more flexible.
Yeah, it's thinner,
I
and so
see.
you use it to pick up the food. But, you know,
So you can get a little piece of chicken with.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
there's a Royal India down on like 100 South.
Do they have garlic roti? Because I like garlic naan.
They just have roti, just plain old traditional. They have garlic naan. They have all the other different flavors of naan because they know the white folks will have the naan, but then they just got the regular roti.
And then there's chapati,
which is
it's another kind of flatbread. Papadum. Oh, I've had that. Papadum. And yeah. All right. So I'm going to learn to make roti because apparently it's pretty easy to make.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just like, the wheat flour and water and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty.
Jimmy in Kearns.
Says
REM. Is just because or
on this day
in Kearns?
In 1984, REM released their second studio album, Reckoning, featuring Harbor Coat, Time After Time, Don't Go Back to Rockville, Pretty Persuasion, and that song, South Central Rain. 84.
Ugh. I was in 9th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, let's play the boner recap then, shall we?
I'm all for that. Well, there's a prize involved, I'm sure.
Yes, Sam Fender coming to the Union April 23rd. Tickets are on sale now. You can get yours at x96.com.
And who do we have to play?
Tyson.
Tyson, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What are you at work or just hanging out?
I'm sitting in the car with the baby asleep in the back.
Oh, how nice. Listen, Tyson, what we'll do here is I'll read the boner candidates. You tell me who the winner was, and you will get Sam Fender tickets. Sounds okay?
Awesome.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Sounds like you need a night out.
I could use it.
Okay.
All right, Tyson, did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
I did.
All right, this would be a snap. Here we go. Boner candidate number 1, Easter Bunny Beatdown. A trio of teenagers accused of attacking a Florida mall employee who was wearing an Easter Bunny costume. Roughed her up pretty good, apparently. That was boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, he was reaching for a snack in Kablooey. This is a third grader. He found a gun lying around the house, a loaded gun. So he, put it in his backpack and went off to his third grade school. And when he was reaching for a snack in his backpack during snack time, the gun went off. Kablooey. No one was injured, fortunately, but his parents have been arrested and facing misdemeanor and felony charges for leaving and loaded an unsecured firearm in the presence of a child. And boner candidate number 3, Christy gets to cosplay as an ICE agent. That's Secretary of Homeland Security Christy Nome, dog killer. She was roundly condemned over a photo op in which she's wearing all this tactical gear and she's holding a lethal weapon, and it's pointed at the head of the person, the border agent standing next to her.
And you can see in a video where he sort of glances at it and backs up away from the.
Yeah.
You're pointing that right at me, Christy.
So those were the 3 candidates, Tyson. Who was the winner?
The boner is Christy Nome.
Indeed. Indeed.
And her extensions get longer. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Her hair's almost to her waist.
All the money that she is spending. Where's it coming from?
Well, there you go, Tyson. You've won those tickets. Don't celebrate loudly because I assume the baby's asleep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all right. Just hang on the line for a second, and Katie will tell you what you need to do.
I remember that. Sometimes the only way your baby would sleep would be in the car. And so you would just drive aimlessly.
It never worked with little Bill.
Oh, really?
No, he was so... like I'd get in the car and drive around, and he'd sleep, and then he'd wake up and then start screaming. It was just inevitable.
But
I'd have to stop the car and go back and comfort him.
But so much so that, like, if you have to stop at a stoplight, like just stopping the car would wake them up. So you get super creative with making a lot of right turns and things, so you don't have to stop. Just looping around to keep going. So
the only thing after he was done being a baby, he was a toddler. The only thing he would like to do, we would drive around and look for trains. Just go any place there were trains. You know, I got real familiar with the west side.
I was going to say you'd have
town.
to go,
yeah, and
or up to Ogden. There's more up.
Yeah.
Ogden.
Oh, God, don't remind me. We'd have to go to. I'd go to Ogden to see my other kids.
Oh.
Take him with, and we'd always have to go to Union Station.
Speaking of Union Station, April Fool's Day. Did you guys see this?
I heard about it. Yeah.
April Fool's Day, the city put up a post on social media that said Union Station is going to be torn down. And people were outraged.
They would totally flip. Absolutely, they would.
So much so that the city had to come out and say, we're really sorry. It was just, like, people were not, even after they found out it was a joke, they were not, you don't kid about tearing down Union Station.
I think April Fool's pranks are just awful. It's just, you know, it still leaves a bad taste in their mouth. And, because there have been, in the past, in Ogden, administrations who've said, you know, I don't know, we can't keep funding this. And there's been some move to, you know, tear it down.
It's so much a part of that. You can't tear it down. You got it.
Yeah, of course they're going to flip out. What did they think was going to happen?
But the city was like, it was a joke, and people that didn't erase it for them. They're like, God, don't tease about that. You ruined my day thinking Union Station was going to be torn.
We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and innuendo. Okay? Stay. Song here in a second.
At x96.com.
All right. All right.
Here we go.
I'm fine. Yes, it's time for Beat Gina. I'm Johnny Ola, your Beat Gina announcer. And guys, it works for me. It can work for you, too. Like me, you can learn how to be good looking. We're offering you the most complete system ever for improving your total appearance. Discover how to have your good-looking days every single day of the year. Techniques that actors use to look much handsomer than they really are. How to flatten your stomach. 14 days to a perfectly toned body. How to dress sexier, releasing your inner good looks. How to turn bad features into best features. 10 ways to look taller and leaner. And so much more. The Good Looking System contains 2 world-famous bestsellers, Inner Looks for Your Face and Building a Better Body for Your Physique. Together, they'll show you how to unleash every ounce of handsomeness and sex appeal you were born with. So, order from this radio station now. The Looking Good System costs far less than a new sport jacket, and yet it's unconditionally guaranteed to do so much for your looks. Buy it today. And now, here's a man who doesn't need any of that truck. He's good looking from day one. Your handsome host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Looks like you'll be going up against Tawny today. Tawny, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Tawny, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. Heads or tails, you call it.
Tails.
All right, tails is what she wants. Here we go. It is tails.
Oh, you're one step closer to winning these tickets to see 30 Seconds to Mars, July 30th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, Tawny, this first question is for you to answer exclusively because you won the coin toss. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer that same question correctly, stealing your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. Multiple choice questions. Corey Feldman trivia. Because
That's the proper reaction.
We
Joe.
thought to ourselves, what's the most popular subject that we could do trivia on? Yeah, okay. First question for Tawny. Here we go. Tawny, what was Corey Feldman's first movie? What was Corey Feldman's first movie? Was it 1, Time After Time? Was it 2, The Goonies? Was it 3, Get Over Me, Debbie? Or was it 4, Saxophones for Chile?
I'm going to go with 2.
The Goonies? Which would have
The
been
Goonies,
a
yeah.
good guess, but I put it there just to confuse you. Sorry about that.
I didn't know he was in Time After Time with Malcolm McDowell and...
It might be a different Time After Time. I don't know.
Oh.
But there you go.
There it is, a point for Gina.
Yes. You can look. You can IMDb
I will.
that
Not
later.
now. Not now. That would be cheating now because I would
It
be
would
looking
be.
up Corey Feldman.
Yes, you would. Gina.
Yes.
He used to hang out with Corey Haim.
Yes.
All the time.
The Coreys.
And no. What was the nickname given to him and Corey Haim?
Oh.
What was
Not
the nickname?
Coreys. Okay.
Was it 1, the 2 Coreys?
Okay.
Is it 2, the Neverland Ranch Hands? Was it 3, the soon-to-be-dead duo?
Oh.
Or 4, Corey Squared?
I believe it was the 2 Coreys.
2 Coreys is correct.
Yes, there you go. That's 2 points for Gina, I'm afraid, Tawny. But it's your question, so you could get back into the game here.
Tawny, what was Corey Feldman's first role ever? His first role.
Different
ever.
from first movie.
Different from first
Okay.
movie. What was his first role ever? Was it 1, Petticoat Inspector number 2 in Oktoberfest Massacre? Was it 2, a commercial for McDonald's gift certificates? Was it 3, Cook County Assessor's office clerk in the Blues Brothers? Or 4, a daycare kid on 8 is Enough?
Oh, man. Oh, it's between 2. Let's pick 2 again.
You like 2? You are correct.
All right. You've got a point. Gina, it's your turn, and you could win with this question.
Okay.
Corey was nearly fired by Joel Schumacher from the Lost Boys in 1987. Why?
Okay.
Why was he nearly fired? Was it 1, he refused to answer to his name Corey, but insisted that you address him as Edgar?
That's his character's name.
Yes.
Yes.
Was it number 2, Edgar Frog deserves his own trailer. He's the real star of the film. Is it 3, I've worked with Richard Donner and Joe Dante. You're a hack. Or is it 4, he showed up on set on marijuana and cocaine and not having slept in 2 days?
I'm going to go with demanding he be called Edgar.
You think, huh?
No?
All right. Let's see. It's 9:19 right now. And time for some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by...
Love live music? Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music, adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft, April 18th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
The USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, is planning to dismantle its presence in Washington, D.C., according to several officials briefed on the plans, and will relocate those it does not lay off to 3 hubs around the country. The locations for these new offices have not yet been determined. Senior officials throughout the department have told employees in recent days about the shakeup will impact thousands of headquarters staff. USDA is expected to offload one of its 2 Washington headquarters buildings, according to 2 employees familiar with the matter.
Well, they don't grow anything in Washington, D.C.
I mean, that's the extent of their logic. That's all they think.
The relocations will accompany widespread layoffs at the department, according to 4 officials made aware of the plans, although the exact number not yet clear.
They tried to do this in the first Trump administration, and they were blocked.
The cost of raising a child has increased 35% since
Carrie's just going to be smug over here.
Since 2023. It's just getting harder and harder, more expensive to bring little ones into the world. A sunken pyramid near Taiwan may rewrite everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. Sitting 82 feet below sea level near the Rikuyu Kyoku, I guess it is, islands of Japan, a mysterious object called the Yonaguni Monument continues to stump and astonish researchers since its discovery back in 1986. The giant structure with sharp angled steps stands roughly 90 feet tall and appears to be made entirely of stone, leading many to believe it was, in fact, man-made. Sure looks like it, the pictures I've seen of it. However, tests of the stone show it to be over 10,000 years old.
Well, how is that possible?
Well, ancient astronauts, meaning that if a civilization built this pyramid by hand, it would have taken place before that region sank underwater more than 12,000 years ago. That would place it further back in history than most other ancient structures by several thousand years. Currently, scientists believe the ability for such ancient humans to construct such large structures evolved alongside the development of agriculture 12,000 years ago. But they're not, they're just, it really does, it looks man-made, so, I don't know. Well, here's a big study. There's a big study they've done. It shows that men are more distracted by sexual images than women.
How do you do a study like that?
I don't think you
No,
want
I'm serious.
I don't think you really want to know.
Because you can't know that that's what they're looking at. Like, they have to, if they tell you, we're going to see if you're distracted by sexual images, that's
what they do. They show.
No, but it has to be, you can't know that's what they're looking at.
No, I know, but they don't tell you that. They say they make up some other pretext.
Like you're taking a test, but on a screen over there, there'll be like a big boobed lady, and
we're going to show. No, you know there are subtleties in these things, Gina. They would set up a thing where you're looking at a screen, and they say, we want you to discern certain patterns and keep discerning certain patterns, and then they'll show you a picture of, a naked person, and. You probably instruct them to continue to do this. Don't, make sure that you continue to do this and don't look away from it. And then they distract you.
I want to.
Women are better. Women will concentrate.
I need more information. Are they showing naked men to the women and naked women to the men? Are they?
You act like it's just like, come over here for an hour, we're going to check you. The word distraction, all right? Distraction means you're doing your regular day stuff and you're distracted. I think it's a series of electrodes.
Could be.
And they just monitor you.
Because, there are naked people I would be more distracted by than others.
Sure.
Participants in the first experiment included 43 young adults recruited via advertisements around the School of Psychology at Cardiff University in the United Kingdom. Average age was 22, and 22 participants were women. 22 of the 43 were women. Participants completed a line orientation perceptual task while being shown various images, which they were instructed to ignore. So a line orientation perceptual task would be like putting something together.
Yeah.
So it's like, concentrate on this puzzle.
Yeah.
Over here on your right, there will be a naked person. Do not look at it.
10 of the images depicted heterosexual couples engaged in sex.
This is what I wanted to know.
I know it is. 10 showed nude or partially dressed women who were not sexually active. 10 showed nude or partially dressed men who were also not sexually active or aroused. 10 contained people in neutral settings. People working or shopping, and 10 depicted objects like clocks, boats, and gardens. All images were converted to grayscale.
What if you have sexual feelings towards clocks? What if they don't, test for that before they...
Well, God, he kept looking at a clock every time a clock came around.
Clocks.
J.D. Vance excused himself because there were couches.
Let's see. There's a lot more detail here. But,
okay, because I have questions.
Well,
so.
I'll forward you the story.
Will you send me that?
Mariska Hargitay is making a feature film about her mother,
Jane Mansfield.
Jane Mansfield.
Oh.
It was announced that the 61-year-old Law & Order SVU star will be directing the new documentary, My Mom Jane, for HBO about her late mother. The documentary, which will be... And so Jane Mansfield was married to Mickey Hargitay, who was a gangster. So it could be pretty interesting. The movie is a labor of love and longing. It's a search for the mother I never really knew. An integration of... I guess she was very young when Jane Mansfield was involved in a car
accident. Yeah. There's bumper stickers that were for sale out of National Lampoon magazine that said, "I break for Jane Mansfield's head."
That's terrible.
Which the story is as apparently not true.
Not true.
She was not beheaded in the accident.
Almost beheaded.
Yeah. Which is worse though?
I don't know.
Well, the great story was it took them a day or two to locate her head. It had rolled down an embankment.
That was the original rumor.
Yeah. But no, that didn't really happen. And they're making a movie about Hershey's chocolate. I don't
get Seth Rogen on this.
I'm not sure why.
Some of you will get the joke.
Finn Whitrock will play. I don't get it.
Exactly. I said some of you.
You want to explain it, or are you just going to let
I
it
will
go?
later.
Oh, okay. Finn Whitrock will play Milton Hershey, who, alongside his wife Kitty Hershey, built a candy empire that powered a philanthropic legacy. Milton and Kitty founded the Hershey Industrial School, which provided free education and housing to orphans and underprivileged children. Walton Goggins says he has never argued with his son, Augustus, in his 14 years as a parent.
Well, I'm not going to argue with Boyd Crowder.
He'd take you down.
That's
He said, I've been a parent for 14 years, and I've never had an argument with my child, ever.
Well, yeah, you just pull out that, I'm serious face that you use in your movies. Of course it's going to scare him.
I think the best description of Walton Goggins is his face is half forehead and half teeth.
But somehow still attractive.
I mean, there was a moment when he was being a little hole for a period of time, and we were his mom, my wife, had to go out of town for a couple of days, and he was being a jerk, so we had a conversation about that.
Now listen.
Well, I said, your life would look like your life could look like this, or your life could look like this. It's your decision. Now, maybe you should just go to bed and sleep on it.
I'm telling you, if Boyd Crowder's giving you an ultimatum, man.
It sounded like he was threatening him. Daring fashionistas and other celebrities are shelling out big bucks for neckties that are made from braided hair.
Ew.
Costing a dizzying $2,300. The controversial couture that catty critics have called weird and hideous, or Gina Barberi has called ew, is made from nylon tendrils looped together into a pigtail in a shabby, chic tip of a hat that the au courant want. I don't like that writing at all.
At all.
Yeah, that was no good. But it's apparently a necktie made out of hair.
I'd get it tested to see if it's really hair.
I had a belt. I think my grandfather gave it to me. I forget where he got it. It was made of horsehair.
Yeah.
Braided horsehair.
I've seen that. But
it was awful because anytime it touched your skin, it made you itch because it was hair.
Well, they're not specifying what kind of hair is in the ties.
I think it's people hair, isn't it?
I think
so. Are
so.
they saying it's people hair?
I think so.
Have that tested.
Yeah.
Demand to get your money back when you find out that it's not human hair.
I think whatever it is, it's stupid. The Eagles. And in other news,
it's stupid. I thought you were going to say it's stupid.
In other news, Dawn Johnson, night shift attendant, finds herself trapped in a Storage Wars episode gone wrong in a new trailer for a movie called Unit 234. Dawn Johnson stars in the thrilling tale of a mystery man, a ruthless band of criminals, and the woman caught in the middle. The film will premiere in theaters in May. It's apparently, it has to do with the storage unit and Dawn Johnson.
What's in the storage unit?
It's
a body?
It's mystery.
It's a body.
It's mysterious. No, it's patio furniture. I don't know.
It's patio.
My Irish aunt?
Yeah. Patio furniture.
We've been trying to find her body for years.
Yep. And patio furniture. That's it, I think. I think that's all I have.
And this is my chance to inherit the furniture, fortune that is owed to me.
Dr. Paul White sent me the full psychological study.
Oh, really?
About the distraction of sexual images. I'm gonna do a deep scientific dive.
Is this what they're teaching up there, Dr. Paul?
Did he send you pictures?
No. It's just the article.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, beautiful today. 69, mostly sunny, and we have a big old warm front coming in. 81 tomorrow, 81 Friday. That hangs around for a few days, and then we dip back down into the 50s by the end of the weekend, it looks like.
Thank you.
Listen to Radio from Hell.
Here we go.
It's the cat eating the red pepper.
Yep.
Red bell pepper.
Sounds like a wolverine.
He loves that. It's cooked. It's cooked somehow. It's softened up. But it's a whole red bell pepper.
I knew a cat once that liked canned diced beets.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never known or owned an animal, cat or dog, I mean, that eats vegetables in any way. Because I saw a video that was also satisfying sound. It was two dachshunds. They were wearing some kind of costume, and they were lying on their back, and they had stalks of celery. And they were they were loving the stalks of celery. And
I've seen a dog eat an apple.
So we've got about 16 deer up at the farm that have just decided that they're going to winter there.
In the Ogden Valley.
Yes. And they're eating the trees, which is a problem, but...
Shoot them!
But my husband was cleaning out the fridge, and we had some old broccoli in there, and he's like, oh, I'll toss this out to the hungry deer. Surely they'll... the broccoli is still sitting... They didn't...
You should probably check and see if the broccoli is harmful to them, because sometimes animals will eat things that... like deer will eat. There's a plant. They'll come down and eat people's shrubs, and it'll kill them.
Now I should specify. I'm talking standalone fruits or vegetables because we made our dog food for a long time, and it was a combination of a lot of stuff like rice, and then we'd throw in the California frozen, the triple. It's the carrots and the broccoli and I can't remember which
carrots
one it is.
and bell. It's the Trinity.
The
bell pepper, carrots, and
we throw that in there with some chicken, and we mixed it all together. We made and that's when they would eat it. But I'm talking a standalone, like this cat eating.
Hand them a pepper.
Like, here you go, kitty. Here's a stalk of celery or a carrot.
And you're talking about specifically carnivores.
Yeah.
You're not going to be surprised to see a deer eat a bell pepper.
Sure.
No, I would expect it. That's why I'm getting this broccoli thing about the
wouldn't
deer.
eat the
It surprises
broccoli.
me.
Like it's winter, you're starving.
Katie says our dog Vax, who is in there right now, loves carrots, cucumbers, fruits.
Katie, we need a video of Vax eating a carrot or something like that.
It gives him the runs.
Broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, the California frozen vegetable bag. Yeah.
Oh. I thought you meant the New Orleans Trinity Mirepoix.
No.
But this video, Carrie, this will be my my soothing.
Isn't it
video.
soothing?
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as the monkey breaking green beans, snapping green beans.
No.
But I'll take this one. And my wife thinks that it's because your broccoli smells like man that they're staying away from it.
It's man broccoli, Bambi. Man broccoli.
Just would think this winter has been so rough that anything green they would just eat it.
I just Googled, will deer eat broccoli?
They won't. I have evidence.
It says here, when food is scarce, deer will eat just about anything, including okra, hot peppers. Vegetables that deer seem to prefer include beans, lettuce, cabbage, and coal crops such as broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. The reason, Gina, they're not eating the broccoli is that the trees are handy.
They're eating the trees.
Yeah.
That's convenient right now.
Maybe they're tucking the broccoli away for...
Well, you need to explain to them they need to eat it while it's fresh.
Yeah.
Because,
It's man broccoli, Bambi.
You let it sit out there too much longer. All right, here we go. See this? There we go.
Monkey snapping.
It's the monkey snapping green beans.
Snapping green beans.
Oh, I didn't.
And he's helping make dinner.
Yes.
I didn't know maybe he's a slave monkey.
No, it looks like he's got a nice house there and everything.
Well, yeah, but he might be owned by people who put him to this slave labor.
No, I think
maybe he doesn't want to be there.
I think this is his house.
Oh, he lives with the fireplace?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's his place. He's
doing.
Okay, let's wheel him in here.
In order to...
No, that's not. Where's your... I'll find it, Trent. Don't worry.
It's
It's here.
Looking for your special intro, Trent. I don't think you can talk without it, can you? There it is.
There we go.
Now you can talk.
I was just going to say, do you want me to do like an air guitar version of it? I could do that if you need me to.
It's Mr. Live Nation himself. It's Trent Falcone, and we got, this looks like a pretty busy week.
It's a healthy list. You ready to go?
Yeah, you betcha.
Here we go. Okay, Friday night, April 11th, coming to the Depot, Poison the Well. Saturday, April 12th, Larkin Poe will also be at the Depot, and then the same evening, Tito Double P over at the Union Event Center. Sunday, April 13th, it's Machine Head, also at the Union. Tuesday, April 15th, Kneecap at the Depot, and then Dark Side over at the Union Event Center. That's 21 plus. A lot of on sales. On sale today, 10 a.m. Suicide Boys coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. That's going to be August 23rd.
Can I just
On
tell
sale-
you, my husband gets mistaken for Ruby DeCherry, who is one of the Suicide Boys. Every show we go to, people come up and they're like, "Are you him?"
Go with it.
I've told Andy to.
Say, yes, and I sure could use a beer.
Yeah, I've told Andy to just accept it.
Something like that.
Yeah, he needs to own that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thursday, 10 a.m., Kesha coming to Utah First. That's July 1st. And then on sale Friday at 10 a.m., Beats Antique coming to the Depot May 30th. Gasolina Party May 17th at the Depot. The Hives coming to the Union Event Center September 13th.
Love the Hives.
Caleb Scott, I'll put you on the list, Gary.
Please do.
Caleb Scott coming to the Union April 6th. Flatland Cavalry coming to the Union October 18th. Jesse Reyes, July 24th at the Union. Little Big Town with Winona Judd. That will be August 28th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Winona Judd.
I'll put my mom's name on
I was going to say, does your mom know? Because they're friends.
And then September 27th, it's Breaking Benjamin with 3 Days Grace. That will also be.
I'm dying for
at
this
Utah
one.
First. Wow, I'm popular today.
Yeah.
That's great. Giveaways. We're going to give you a lot of giveaways. 2 tickets to see Poison the Well. That's April 11th. That's Friday at the Depot. Larkin Poe, we're going to give you 2 tickets to that. That's April 12th, also at the Depot. And then Barry Tomorrow and While She Sleeps, that's April 16th. That's Soundwell. All of those will be 2 tickets, and all of those will be in will call.
So call 877-602-9696. First come, first serve. Say what you want, and Allison will help you out.
All right.
Thanks, Trent.
Thank you, Trent.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.
Hey, go to sleep.
Yeah, for real.
All right. What else we got going, Katie?
Other things happening this weekend. You have the album release party for City by the Dead Lake by Jim Bone and The Dig over at the State Room. You have Revolution, the music of the Beatles over at the Abravanel Hall on Friday. Friday and Saturday, if you want to come hang out with me, I'll be at the Complex for Ganja White Night, Boogie T, and The Whittler. I'm really excited about this. They're EDM, wubby, weird stuff. It's great.
I figured.
Also on Saturday, you have Last Bite Tour with Alton Brown over at the Kingsbury Hall. And local folk, I don't know if you guys know who Folk Hogan is.
Yes.
But they're going to be at Metro Music Hall. I've got friends that'll be over at that show.
Mm-hmm.
Other things on Friday, you've got Utah Jazz playing the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Delta Center. You've got the Utah Royals playing the Portland Thorns over at the America First Fields. Then Saturday, big thing, it's the Pride Ride Utah over at Brighton Ski Resort. So grab your board. I know ski resorts are getting close to closing in a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. And then other things happening all weekend. The 2025 Plaza Palooza Spring Concert Series is still happening. The Zoo Luminate over at the Hogle Zoo is still going on. And Easter is in 2 weeks. It's not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Wow.
On the 20th. And so the 2025 Breakfast with the Easter Bunny at Gardner Village is happening on the weekends, along with the Easter Bunny Tea over at Grand America. Also this weekend and next weekend. So you can go have fun with the Easter Bunny and take your kids if you'd like.
So if you want to know, Snow Basin is closing on Sunday, I believe. Woodward Park closing on Sunday. April 20th, Alta Ski, Deer Valley, Powder Mountain are closing. 21st, it's Bryan Head. The May 11th, Solitude is closing, so some of these are going into May. Brighton is closing the 18th of May.
Okay.
Snowbird the 26th.
So Brighton still has about a month left, but they're doing that the Pride Ride, and that's a big fun thing to do.
It says Pride Ride and last day for night skiing.
Oh, there you go.
So that's what it is. So they'll still have day skiing through the 18th of May.
Perfect. Good information. All of that and links to everything will be on our website here in just a minute. I think I forgot to schedule the post, so I'll go get it up right now for you guys.
Okay. And if you have an event that you'd like Katie to talk about on Wednesdays, let her know.
Yep, just send it to me at radiofromhell@x96.com. I'll keep an eye on it and add those whenever they come in.
Thanks, Katie.
There you go.
Thanks,
you
you guys.
Thank you very much, Katie. All right. Let's see. 9:42 right now. We'll take a break, play a song. After the song, we'll crawl towards the exit. Stand by for all of that. RenaissanceRanch.com.
You know, I have somebody in my family who's struggled, a couple of people actually, with drugs and or alcohol, and it's and we all know it's not pretty, and it's really hard to reach out. But Renaissance Ranch, they're terrific. They're a locally family-owned addiction treatment center. And if somebody you know, or maybe it's you, is struggling with drugs and alcohol, I would recommend Renaissance Ranch. Their program is designed specifically for male patients. They offer residential and outpatient services. And I've met a lot of the guys who work there. They're staffed by recovering addicts, and they have great empathy because they know what's going on. They understand the addiction cycle. Help is there. You can schedule a free consultation. You'll find it at renaissanceranch.com. That's renaissanceranch.com. They have full continuum, including sober and traditional housing, and they have family programs as well. So they do accept most private insurance plans and Medicaid. This for you. We do, yeah. It's a good one.
Is this a silly, wacky list?
Sometimes. Some of it's tongue-in-cheek. Some of it's very serious.
Sorry, I'm having a bit of a
we had the one, 100 ways white people can make life less frustrating for people of color. We had that list yesterday. This is 100 ways. Well, you want to play the thing?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is also from Vice, their website, and this is written by a woman named Danny Beckett, all right? 100 easy ways to make women's lives more bearable.
Oh, nice.
Number one, before explaining something to a woman, ask yourself if she might already understand. She may know more about it than you do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's avoid mansplaining.
Sure.
Related, never try to explain feminism to a woman.
No.
Trans women are women.
Yes.
Repeat that until you perish. Respect people's pronouns. It's not that hard.
Call people what they want to be called.
Remember that fat women exist and aren't all trying to get thin. Treat them with respect. In fact, just never comment on a woman's body.
Yep.
Be kind to women in customer service positions.
Yes.
Tip them extra.
Yes.
But not in a creepy way. Trust women when they teach you something. Don't feel the need to go and check for yourself. And especially do not Google it in front of them.
I'm going to look that up.
Let me look that up.
Don't maintain a double standard for anything, ever. I don't understand this one. Close your legs on public transit. Oh my God.
That's your man spread. You know, where guys
you sit down and you
sit like this.
Put your legs together.
Yeah, you sit like this.
What?
So there's room.
Why is that? It just looks bad, I guess.
Can you picture a gentleman doing that? Picture
well,
a-
if I knew what a gentleman was, I'd.
Can you picture my husband doing that?
Yeah. Trying to describe a woman positively, well, say she's talented, clever, or funny, not gorgeous, sweet, or cute.
Yes.
Examine your language when talking about women. Get rid of irrational, dramatic, bossy, and badgering immediately. Don't use those. Don't think to yourself, I describe men like that too. You probably don't. And if you do, it's to criticize them for acting like a woman. Let's skip through some of these. Buy sanitary pads and tampons and donate them to the homeless shelter.
Yes, they're expensive.
How much of what you are watching, reading, listening to was made by women? Gender balance your bookcase. Don't buy media that demeans women's experiences, valorizes violence against women, or excludes them entirely from a cast. It's not enough to oppose those things. You have to actively make them unremarkable. Pay attention to stories with nuanced female characters. It will be interesting, I promise. If you read stories to a child, swap the genders. Watch women's sport, but just call it sports. Pay for porn.
No, this is important. It is.
It's interesting.
Because most sex workers are female.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you should pay them.
Recognize that sex work is work. Be an advocate for and ally to sex workers without speaking for them. Share political hot takes from women as well as men. They might not be as widely accessible, so look for them. Understand that it was never about ethics in journalism. No. Open doors for women with carrying responsibilities by offering flexible employment contracts. Oh, I see.
Not actually physically open a door.
Recruit women on the same salary as men, even if they don't ask for it. Promote women, and tell the women you work with how much you make. So tell.
Well, Gina knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've talked about it lots of times. We all make the same amount of money, but the only reason we do is because you guys advocated for
So both of you got that big raise last week, right?
Big raise.
Yeah.
You're cute.
Yeah, it says here.
No, but my limo service is great.
Tell female colleagues what your salary is. Make sure there's childcare at your events. Don't schedule breakfast meetings during the school run. These are great. Almost every one of these.
And see, right away, here's somebody pushing back.
What?
Yeah. What's wrong with gorgeous? I tell my wife she's gorgeous all the time. She flatters. We're not talking about your wife.
Of course you tell your wife she's gorgeous.
That's a different situation. And that you don't know that means you need to read this entire list, I think.
Teach your sons to listen to girls, give them space, believe them, and elevate them.
Yes.
Dads, buy your daughter tampons. Make her hot water bottles. Wash her bras. Show her that the body isn't something to be ashamed of. But dads, don't try to iron her bras.
No.
This is a mistake you will only make once. These are just excellent.
I wouldn't even imagine.
Don't assume that all women are attracted to men.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Don't assume that that a woman in public wants to talk to you just because she's in public.
Yep, exactly.
And then say she's being rude if she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Here you go. If a woman tells you she was raped, assaulted, or abused, don't ask her for proof.
Yeah.
Ask how you can support her.
Carrie Ann Leesenby, Kira Birkland.
Repeat after me. Always hold men accountable for their actions.
Yes.
Don't walk too close to a woman late at night. That can be scary.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you see a woman being followed or otherwise bothered by a stranger, stick around. Make sure she's safe.
Another thing kind of like that
Yeah.
is always be available if a woman walks up to you and acts like she knows you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
That is a woman that is feeling unsafe and needs to act like there's somebody around that go along with it.
Remember that you can lack consent in situations not involving sex.
Yes.
Such as when pursuing uninterested women or forcing a hug on a colleague.
Yes.
And finally, this one. It's not cute to try and persuade a woman to have sex with you.
No.
Ever.
No.
At
Cute?
all. Just
No.
go
Not
home.
cute? Yeah.
Go home.
She will let you know.
So there's a few of the 100. I put the 100 ways that you can, with black people, what was it called exactly? 100 ways white people can make life less frustrating for people of color. I'll post this one on Twitter at RFH.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. Social distortion. All right, 9:54.
I was looking at the Red Butte Garden, their
Yeah.
concert lineup.
Yeah.
Kicking it off, May 19th, Cheap Trick.
Yep.
That's amazing. I think
They're still doing it.
I get it. Is it the same?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
Except for Bunny Carlos.
He died?
No, he quit.
He just quit?
Or he was kicked out. I can't remember which. But.
And coming up in June, I'd be tempted to see this one. I'd like Bare Naked Ladies.
That would be good.
I actually, with Guster also.
Mm-hmm. ZZ Top is coming?
I haven't gotten that far. I've been, Little Feet, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. My God. Here's something. This is what I'd really like to see this one. Rhiannon Giddens. God, she's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Plays the banjo, and she was in a group called the Carolina Chocolate Drops.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's just brilliant. Also, X is coming with Los Lobos.
Yeah.
That's a weird combination.
Oh, I think it's perfect. Toad the Wet Sprocket? Oh, my God.
They come all the time to
Do they?
Red Butte, yeah.
Let's see. I haven't been to a Red Butte show in a while. Rick Springfield, Gina.
He's coming just for me.
Is he? With John Waite and Wang Chung.
In the same night?
Yes.
Oh, Gina, what are you going to
It's
do?
because they're tired and they can only do like 3 or 4 songs.
Oh, there
That's
you
all
go.
they.
There's
That's all
ZZ
they
Top
have
in
in it.
August. And Ray LaMontagne.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. It's a lot of shows.
There you go.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well.
All right.
That's a lot of places I need to be.
Yep.
Oh, we're supposed to do a promo here, aren't
Yes.
we? There it is. Hey.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show, we got Frank Christ, Boner of the Day, Geek News. What else?
Well, I know you've been worried about Muhammad.
The prophet?
No, my son. Did he get his luggage back from Wyoming?
Oh, gosh, I sure hope so. I have been worried sick.
We're all on the edge of our seats for Thursday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
Was I convincing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have photos. We'll talk about it
All right.
tomorrow.
All right.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Touch my bumper.
No.
Artie Fufkin is next.